Mic check 1 2 1 2. Okay. All right. And I guess in. All right. Coming to you live from Frank Shaw Track and Field. It is Maclay Marauders football streaming live on Four Quarters Online. And we welcome all of our viewers watching for tonight's game here in the Tallahassee area as the Maclay Marauders take on the North Florida Christian Eagles in a Division 1S District 1 battle, also known as the Battle for Meridian Road. And we welcome all of our viewers watching live this evening. I'm Eddie Cuencas alongside my partner, Andrew Jupe. And Andrew, we have an exciting matchup in store tonight. Both teams with similar starts to the season. Both have found a winning rhythm. And a lot is on the line, including an early 1-0 start to the district standings. Your thoughts on what we're about to watch tonight?
Absolutely. Obviously, a lot of these kids growing up in the same communities is that big rivalry game feel. And, of course, the battle for Meridian Road, you know, kind of the Northtown throwdown, the little north side battle here that we have here today. Huge just for those bragging rights. And that's what Friday Night Under the Lights is all about, Eddie. But to your point, for a lot of people, these are your top two dogs in the district for this season. And so this is really going to put them in the driver's seat going forward. So whoever gets the victory, you look down the stretch and you have a Rocky Bayou team, which you think is pretty gettable, and then you have a 0-4 Monroe team that has been playing solid but a little down from last year. So you got to be really confident about your chances because district champion gets the automatic bid. It's easy to get in when you don't have to worry about the points and all the other shenanigans here, Eddie. So win the district, take care of business, and I think you start here. But it's going to be a great atmosphere here for both of these two teams, of course, just off Meridian Road here on the northern side of Tallahassee.
I'm thrilled to be a part of this one tonight. I used to hear so many great things about it, you know, this rivalry between two of Tallahassee's well-known private school institutions and so on. And to add on to your point earlier, district champion also gets home field advantage for the start of the playoffs. We mentioned that both teams had some similar starts. You look at North Florida Christian, who started the season off 0-2 and then won 3 straight. As for McClay, 0-3 and then back-to-back wins against Cambridge Christian and FAMU DRS, both games scoring 40-plus points. So both teams are feeling really good right now. So much is on the line tonight. You got to love it, definitely. Approaching the mid part of the season as well.
Yeah, and this is when you kind of want to be rounded into form. Obviously, you got through the lumps of the offseason, so you're starting to get into the rhythm now. We're actually in the second half, technically, as far as the calendar is concerned. Both of these teams having played 5 games, so we're into the back half of the season here. So you get into district play, and we start to get rocking and rolling. To your point, Eddie, very similar starts for both of these teams, almost identical on paper.
Almost.
North Florida Christian have scored 158 points this season. McClay, 157. Over on the other side, NFC has allowed 121 points this season. McClay has also allowed 121 points this season. Almost identical. Of course, the 1 win-loss differential here for McClay. And you know, if it wasn't for that 1 field goal at the Deerfield-Windsor game, both of these teams might be 3-2. Of course, you know, once we get into theoreticals, things start to unravel. But the bottom of it is this game, as of late, has been dominated by the boys in red, black, and white, of course, winning 6 of the last 7 matchup here in this contest series, including 2 very lopsided games last year in the regular season and the playoffs. So McClay looking to bounce back and hopefully get on the right side of that. Have not taken down NFC since 2019.
Wow.
Back in September of 2019.
It's really been that long, since 2019.
Yep. Of course, they play a lot of times, almost twice a year for the last 3 or 4 years since they reorganized the districts and everything like that. But, yep, September 27th, 2019, and just so you can kind of set the scene, the players that were involved there, you had Robert Parker Crawford, you had Michael Grant, who just went over to FAM University, of course, was a freshman that year. Ryder Popple was a freshman here at McClay. Of course, had 3 touchdowns in that game to lead McClay to the victory, but it's been a little bit of a minute since the Marauders took down the Eagles.
All right, we're going to take a moment as the national anthem is being performed coming up, and we will return momentarily for kickoff between the McClay Marauders and North Florida Christian Eagles, the battle for Meridian Road.
We got a couple minutes, so you want to come back? Up to you. You're running the show, Eddie. All right, bring us back in and I can play it.
And we're back again here on Four Quarters Online as we get ready for the upcoming matchup between the McClay Marauders and North Florida Christian Eagles in the battle for Meridian Road. I'd like to take this time and recognize our sponsors for today's broadcast, and recognizing McClay Marauder sponsors, our Shield sponsors, Brown's Refrigeration, Cineline Real Estate Service, Hill Spooner and Ellington Incorporate, Honey Lake Clinic, Lloyd Roofing, roofing done right, Mount Pleasant Lounge, Radiology Associates, Tallahassee, Rugs.com, The Southern Group, Tallahassee Lighting and Decker. And those are the McClay sponsors, the 2023 Shield memberships. I'd also like to point out, in a special attendance tonight, we have some members of Florida State University's very own, the Marching Chiefs. Andrew?
There you go. How about it?
And a really good crowd in attendance tonight, as both teams will soon take the field just moments after the national anthem. I must say, I'm excited for this one tonight.
Absolutely, it's going to be big, of course. I want to get into a little bit of a rant here, Eddie, but I know the national anthem's coming up, so I don't want to get too revved up before we get going.
Oh, yeah.
But, of course, this one's going to be one. I know we have a lot of great offensive players, a lot of weapons here on both sides. But, of course, it's going to be won and lost in the trenches. We'll go back to some of those other games that we had last year. But, of course, it was absolute domination by NFC in the trenches and in the turnover battle, which we'll get to on the other side of the national anthem, as that is coming up here right now.
And we will be back in just a moment. And we are back here live from Frank Shaw Track and Field. Both teams just getting ready to take the field here shortly. We mentioned earlier that this is a Division 1S District 1 matchup between these two teams as they begin district play. You mentioned earlier, Andrew, the winner of this game pretty much controls their destiny moving forward in the district standings.
Oh yeah, get in the driver's seat, of course. When you look at the rankings as far as where the teams are settled, even with the state rankings right now as they are placed, NFC currently with the advantage over McClay, but obviously this head-to-head matchup's really going to put you in the mix. Rocky Bayou a little down lower on the ranks. Monroe, a little bit of a tough start for them. They're 0-4. So to your point, winner of this game's in a really, really good position. So you look over at the other side, great number of players here. We got a couple of D1 guys going on. Of course, you got JP Pickles, who's an absolute tear. He's headed for Austin P. He's already got 11 touchdowns. He makes up 84% of the offense. We talked about how so similar these teams are. JP Pickles is going to make up a lot of the offense, a dual-threat quarterback, number 19, coming from NFC. And then over on the other side, his kind of mirror opposite is George Grant, who's making up 78% of the McClay offense, and he's doing it on the dual-threat as well. He's coming in here. I believe he's got 17 total touchdowns, and so these guys are really going to battle it out. Yeah. So we talk about how big the trenches are tonight. You know, a story for last season that you had going on. NFC really kind of dominating those advantages. They generated 6 turnovers, 10 sacks, and 36 tackles for a loss in those 2 matchups last year, severely dominating the trenches and making McClay work back behind the line. So McClay's going to have to be able to protect Grant and let him take care of business like he has been, as you talked about, Eddie. They've been getting rolling here the last 2 weeks. That's going to be a major necessity. Give Grant time. Let Grant cook, as the kids say, Eddie.
Yeah, and keeping that consistency, the tempo going, especially, make no mistake, this is a really good defense that the McClay Marauders are going to face tonight. Always, even when I was in school, NFC was known for having an exceptionally good and well-performed defense. So it'll definitely be a test for this team tonight, as the captains are now at center field. Coin toss about to take place.
So, of course, getting that rolling. You talked about on the line. So some of those big guys we've seen being playing fantastically. My boy Manny Arizo had a monster game versus Cambridge Christian a couple weeks ago. Of course, you talk about Keaton Beach, number 7-2. Of course, just a sophomore, 5 pancakes on the season. So McClay has some guys that have really been throwing down. Of course, Big 54, Will O'Connor. He's a senior leader of this team. He's great on both sides of the line in kind of creating those times. But this NFC defense is going to be a little vicious. I think they're a little more aggressive than last year. They have 2 players, one with 5, one with 4 interceptions here. Some ball hawks in the secondary when you talk about Ashton Gaynor and O.J. Vaughn Jr. here. And then, of course, the pressure up front, you got to watch for number 11 and number 60. That's going to be Lucky Baldwin and Brady Warmack, the seniors respectively here for NFC.
But handful of seniors on this team for the North Florida Christian Eagles.
Big senior class. And on the other side, you talk about the production going on for McClay. Of course, really emerging here the last couple games. I'm loving the production by Ezekiel Podgorski. Of course, the big 6'5" target.
We called his name a few times a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely monster game, of course, last week and the week before versus Cambridge Christian. And those are the 2 guys. So, of course, the high-profile Leon Washington Jr. here for NFC. He's your D1 guy headed for FAU next year. But watch out for Joshua Schutz. He's kind of that tight end slot receiver. Podgorski and him, we talked about how so mirror image these teams are. Podgorski and Schutz are going to be very similar in that kind of that Travis Kelce receiving tight end, big threat in the middle of the field. And then, of course, you have your other guys on the perimeter here, of course, doing some damage. Brennan here for McClay, as well as on the perimeter. You'll see Pop will get involved here in the run game. But, of course, you have these weapons, so the defenses are going to try to take away the number 1 guy, but then that number 2 guy is going to need to step up. And to me, Schutz and Podgorski should have a battle that will reflect the battle that you have with Pickles and Grant at the quarterback position.
So we're definitely going to see a battle of dynamic duos, and making their way out to the field now are the McClay Marauders. We have a really good crowd here in attendance tonight for this, not just a district showdown, but rivalry game. McClay Marauders coming out on their all Carolina blue look with the helmets to match. NFC, a traditional all white with their black helmets with their NFC logo. And it looks like the Eagles will receive the opening kickoff to start the first half.
And there you go, showtime, Eddie.
Oh, yes.
This is what you want, baby. Friday night under the lights.
Yes.
Who's the king of this district? We're still trying to find out.
We will definitely find out by the end of tonight. Coming out now, making his way out to the field to kick for McClay, Long Wyatt. Number 23.
Got some serious Jordan vibes going on.
Yeah.
23 in that Carolina blue, Eddie. What you think?
Yeah. Number 7, O.J. Vaughn to return, along with number 1, Leon Washington. And there goes the kickoff, a little spooch kick. And it's picked up by number 6 for the Eagles on that one. That is Terrion Martin. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles, taking over at their own, looks to be about the 39, close to the 40-yard line.
Absolutely. Anticipating this one. This is going to be a long one, Eddie. Buckle in. Two teams who love to sling it. Really kind of only run because they have to. We will see a lot of airing it out situation, but a little bit of a different look here at the quarterback position with Leon Washington out of the Wildcat.
Along with number 8, Jemiah Smith. 1st and 10. The snap, low snap. Quarterback keeper running to his right, breaks away a few tackles. He's got running room, runs across the middle, and he is brought down past midfield. Looks like number 20, it's like 27 right there on the tackle for McClay. None other than Tucker Popel.
Hey, how do you like that? First play out of the gate, you get your FAU commit, your big D1 guy, 3-star athlete coming out, get him the ball. Don't even need the quarterback when you got a playmaker like that to get the ball early. That's going to be something that McClay's going to think about. I love the scheme here for Brett Hill. Let's see how McClay answers
it looks like
here
we have
defensively.
A penalty over here on the far side of the field near.
Waving it off.
It's waved off. All right, so that'll be a 1st down for the Eagles. And now coming out onto the field at quarterback, J.P. Pickles, number 19.
Of course, the former 1S Player of the Year in the state of Florida. Put up ridiculous video game numbers here the last couple years since
video
he's
game
been
numbers. I like that.
at the helm here in the Brett Hill era for NFC.
All right, there's the snap. Quarterback looking to his left. Quick pass is complete. Tackle down. That is number 7, O.J. Vaughn Jr. on the reception. And he's going to be tackled inside the McClay's 40-yard line to about the 37. And that's good enough for a 1st down for the Eagles.
Bobby Shears and Chase Gray, and the bring down is going to be really important for McClay. First guys on the scene have to make the tackle.
The snap. Quarterback looking to his right. And that pass is batted down. Good hands play right there by the McClay defense. It looks like that was number 42 that got a hand on it for McClay.
Peyton Paskey, of course, the big senior defensive end. He's been creating trouble here for them. Of course, fantastic play. He's got 35 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, couple of sacks on the season. We talked about it. McClay bringing a little extra heat than they have the last couple of weeks, Eddie.
Yes, 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles. The snap to PJ. Pass is complete to number 10 right there. Looks like Zeke Anchorman on the reception for the Eagles, and he's got enough for the 1st down.
So, of course, McClay bringing a little quick pressure there. I think they brought 5 on that one. NFC tried to go with the quick-hitting passing game.
Yes,
get it out
no
here
huddle,
to the left.
Offense tempo going for NFC. It's usually their style as well.
Oh, yeah, 4 wide, single back, up tempo. This is going to be kind of the name of the game if NFC's in a flow. This is what they want to do.
Yes. Quarterback number 19, J.P. Pickles in the backfield alongside number 8, Jeremiah Smith. The snap. And he's going to hand it off to Washington. Washington throws it. He's got a receiver open, caught. Touchdown. North Florida Christian Eagles, number 7, O.J. Vaughn Jr. for the touchdown. We have a penalty marker in the backfield right here. Such a nice play designed by the Eagles on that one in.
Yeah, that's tough. Obviously, you got to give respect to the star, number 1, Leon Washington Jr. So you roll with him. You have a little leak out of the back. Receiver wide open, in for 6 here for NFC.
The sideline warning towards the McClay sidelines. Looks like NFC is going to set up for the 2-point conversion. The snap, quick pass, caught ball. Pass complete to number 4, Joshua Skursic.
That's the shoots, baby. Of course, we talked about it at the pregame. He's going to be a dangerous asset in the passing game. Able to get free there for the 2-point conversion.
And your score with 11:09 to go in the first quarter, it is the North Florida Christian Eagles 8 and the McClay Marauders 0. Return team making their way out to the field now for McClay. Setting up to kick for North Florida Christian, number 23, Ethan Fisher. And there goes the kick. Looks returnable. Nearly dropped. Misses 1 tackle and is finally brought down. Number 11. Looks like J.R. Thompson on the return for the Marauders on that one. And it'll be 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. So here comes quarterback number 3, George Grant, out to lead the McClay offense, who is having so far an amazing year to this season.
Absolutely. Almost 1,600 total yards on the ground and in the air. 17 touchdowns. Grant's been an absolute beast. Really catching fire here the last couple weeks and is really a strong leader of this club. They go as he goes. He is the captain of the ship. And so for the last 2 weeks, it's been smooth sailing for McClay, but a little bit of rocky waters here early as we're just less than a minute into this ball game. Early deficit. How does McClay respond? This will be huge here because you think about last year in the playoff game, they went to halftime 14-14 with NFC, and they were able to keep pace. Can't fall down too early here.
Snapped and pass is incomplete, intended for number 2, Blake Barnon. I was at that game to add on to that last season where it was the first round of the playoffs. McClay ended that first half on a Hail Mary touchdown to go into halftime, tied 14-14. The game was still within reach, but a crucial fumble during a punt return changed the whole dynamic.
Turnovers
2nd and 10 in the snap, and running back for the Marauders is met immediately in the backfield. And we have a penalty marker. Let's see what this is for.
Lewis tries to get a little running room. Looks like a personal foul here on NFC. That's what we're talking about, Eddie. Getting room in the trenches, allow you to free yourself up. So, of course, a passing-heavy team, but you got to be able to run the ball just to keep NFC off balance enough to do what you want to do here in the passing game.
Yes.
Of course, positive effort from McClay there. They get the penalty. It's going to be 3rd.
And that's going to move.
It'll be enough, right? It'll be enough
down.
to go on the other side.
Here's an opportunity to capitalize on a penalty by NFC. McClay now moving up the field, and they're going to take over inside their own 30 at their own 29-yard line. Quarterback in the backfield is number 3, George Grant. 1st and 10.
10:42 left to go here in the first. Of course, watch Podgorski, 22, the big guy here on the right side of the formation.
Takes the handoff, but is tackled immediately. That is number 0, Terry Arnold, on the tackle for the Eagles.
Of course, Terry Arnold having a big season here. 55 tackles, 8 for loss. Has a fumble return touchdown on the year. As McClay showing a little pressure.
Receiver in motion. The snap, quarterback running down to his left. Pass is incomplete. That was intended for number 14, Henry Richardson.
Looking for the freshman there. Freshman having a really good season so far out here. 158 yards, couple touchdowns so
called
far.
His name quite a bit 2 weeks ago against Cambridge Christian.
Absolutely. He's a great perimeter player to work off with Brennan.
The snap on third down. Quarterback keeper still looking, has time. Pressure in the backfield, escapes. He's going to take it, runs up the middle. He still has running room. Jukes a defender, still on his feet, has a block and runs out of bounds. Quarterback number 3, George Grant, runs all the way to the NFC 31-yard line. That is a first down for the Marauders.
That's what you want to see, baby. Play broke down. NFC had it covered. They had the double spy going. 3 guys collapsing. Grant goes all Houdini on him. Massive gain on the ground.
Amazing footwork by George Grant.
That'll go far. A lot of momentum McClay's way now. Great
First
way to
and 10
answer.
For the Marauders. Snap. Fakes the handoff, quarterback keeper again, and he's tackled immediately. Looks like number 11 came up with the tackle first. That is Lucky Baldwin on the tackle. A loss of 1, maybe 2. So we're looking at second down and about 11 for the Marauders.
Yeah, Baldwin's a beast. 12.5 tackles for a loss here this season. I think he's got 6 sacks on the year. He's going to be one of those highlight players. McClay got to get him blocked if they want to be successful.
Snap on second and long. Pass is complete to number 5, Cole Lewis, but is tackled down immediately. Number 1, Leon Washington. Looks like number 6, Terrion Martin as well. Coming in for backup, a loss of another yard. Now we're at 3rd and 12.
Big conversion coming here from McClay. Just coming off of that big run.
Penalty marker. And looks like we're going to have an offside penalty on NFC.
It's going to be huge. 5 yards, of course, so it's going to turn into more of a 3rd and 7. A lot more manageable for McClay. Grant's got to get a little more time if he's going to try to find these routes.
He's got his receivers lined up. 4 receivers set. The snap on 3rd, about 7. Passing downfield, has a receiver, but it's incomplete. Looks like that was intended for number 22.
That's our boy.
Podgorski.
Absolutely. Podgorski so far 261 and 3 touchdowns off just 15 receptions. So when he has gotten the ball, he's been very productive. I think he's about 17.4 yards per reception this year. Huge weapon in the middle of the field.
McClay going for it on 4th and 7.
Or are they?
18 seconds on the play clock. The snap. Quarterback has time, protection, pressure coming in the backfield. Pass is broken up. Incomplete pass broken up by number 1, Leon Washington. Results of a play is turnovers on down, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. It almost looked like it deflected and went into the receiver's hand on that one, Andrew.
Yeah, that's tough. Junior gets a hand in there, and LWJ able to take care of business, but so close. Brandon was right there on that crossing route. You dial it up for McClay. Enough time for Grant to take care of business, but unfortunately just a shade off, because that's the thing. If he catches that, Eddie, he might go for 6 on that play, but it's going to be back to NFC here in the short term. 8:43 remaining in the first.
And we have a whistle on the field. Going to see if the ball is set at its right spot. The NFC Eagles taking over just around their own 26, 27-yard line. 1st and 10, the snap to Pickles. Quarterback looking, has time, throws it downfield. Broken up and nearly intercepted. That was number 3. Our very own George Grant.
I thought he had it. Bo Bashirs goes full stretch off the deflection there, and McClay almost coming away with a monster turnover. But good play by McClay. They had it taken care of underneath, had it taken care of over the top, and did a good job. That's the thing. They're going to have to prevent the quick strike. Great job by the secondary for the Marauders there.
2nd and 10 now for the Eagles. The snap. Quarterback looking, pass is complete. Tackle made immediately. And that is number 27, Eris Burt.
Or 17, Chase Gray. But once again, 2nd tackle here by Gray individually, Eddie. Huge to be able to do that in space.
Loss
Fantastic.
of 1 on that one, brings up 3rd and 11. big, crucial third down for both NFC and the McClay defense.
This would be huge, absolutely, especially for McClay if they can get him off the field here.
The snap on third down, quarterback keeper looks like he's going to take it. We had a fumble on the play, and it's going to be recovered by the defense. That is number 58, Manny Arizo.
Oh, that's my boy, Manny. Had a huge game against Cambridge Christian a couple weeks ago. That's what we talked about. Battles won in the trenches, Eddie. Pocket collapse, nowhere for Pickles to go. Total lockdown, and the boys in blue coming away with the football.
In and right at NFC's very own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Golden opportunity right here for the McClay Marauders. Let's see if they can get some points capitalizing on this turnover.
Look at 22 over here on the right side. He's all alone.
Snap,
Look,
quick
double
pass.
pass.
Completes double pass. Got a receiver downfield, and that is incomplete. Pass was intended. Looks like that was intended for number 2, Blake Barnon.
Woo, that is fun. Of course, Richardson, number 14, we talked about him as a wide receiver, but he's also number 2 quarterback, so he's got an arm, Eddie. So just like you see kind of in the pros when we have those college quarterbacks matriculating up, use the arm. McClay almost got one there.
A well-designed play for McClay. Coming out onto the field, number 11, J.R. Thompson.
So they're already emptying the playbooks early. We've seen 2 wide receivers throw passes, one from each team so far.
Snap to Grant on 2nd down. Quarterback keeper, pressure in the backfield. Still runs up, gets a few yards on that one. Tackle made by number 72, Kavion Bailey. So 3rd down and maybe about 7 to go. Here we are again, another 3rd and 7 for the McClay offense, moving the ball downfield. The snap to Grant, looking to his left, looking to his right. Has an open receiver, caught ball. That is number 2, Blake Barnon. Does he have enough for the 1st down? Let's see.
It looks like he's a little short, Eddie, from initial indication. Of course, was at the sticks when he broke the route coming back, and fortunately wrapped up a little short of there. Here, about a couple yards short, so they're going to bring on the field goal unit.
Yes, number 23, Wyatt Long.
Wyatt Long, absolutely. I think he's got a long of, 35 here this year, Eddie? So this is definitely
about a 34-yarder. The snap, the hold, there goes the kick, and no good, just to the right. And with 6:36 to go in the 1st quarter, North Florida Christian Eagles still leading this game 8-0 over the McClay Marauders. That was another good drive yet again by McClay. Unfortunate to not come away with some points on that one, but so far the defense should feel proud capitalizing on that turnover. It looks like we're going to have an official's timeout water break.
So you're trying to run some commercials here, Eddie, while we got a second?
Yes, have at it. We'd like to recognize some more of our sponsors. Advanced Business Systems. Essentra Insurance. Banners Contracting Incorporated. For the Table Hospitality. Hangar 38. Let the good times roll. Home Instead. To us, it's personal. Tallahassee Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. Tallahassee Medical Group. And those are the McClay sponsors, the 2023 top Marauders. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. The snap to Pickles. Hands it off to the running back, and it looks like that was number 27, Burt, on the carry. Makes it to about the 23-24-yard line. Brings up 2nd down and about 8 yards to go.
Absolutely. Great way for Lilly to stay home in that gap. You had the whole offensive line surging, tried to get the cut back. Lilly able to hang out, make the tackle in the open field. Great positioning.
Snap to Pickles. Pressure in the backfield, and has his running back yet again, number 27, Eris Burt. Looks like a gain of about maybe 2 on that one. We got 3rd down and about 6 to go. Can McClay get another stop?
And that's what you want from your big guys here on the line, of course. That's going to be Ryder Marks that time, the junior, 6'4", guy able to track down the back after getting beat on the little screen. Didn't allow him to get to the second level.
The snap to Pickles running to his right. Pass is incomplete, but we have a penalty in the backfield. Holding called against the offense. So let's see what coach is going to decide to do.
Probably decline that one, right? Yep.
And yep, good call, Andrew. Penalties decline, which brings up 4th down. And yet a successful stop by this McClay defense. So here comes the NFC punt team out to the field.
Yeah, that's huge, Eddie. Obviously, talking about complementary football. When the defense gets a stop, the offense has got to do their part here. So like you said, to your point, McClay, now back-to-back stops. How do they translate this? Can they jumpstart the offense? If you can, start it with special teams. Let's try to get a big return here for the Marauders.
Coming out to punt for the Eagles is number 22, Gavin Myers.
Gavin Myers, he's got a pretty good leg. I think he's averaging about 41 and change here on the season.
To Myers. There goes, oh, it's blocked. It's a block punt. Block punt, recovered by NFC. Runner still on his feet, breaks away from 1-2 tackles, still on his feet. And he's finally brought down by a host of Marauders. That was number 2, Major Hart II on the recovery, but that results in a turnover on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 from McClay inside NFC's very own 15 to about the 12, 13-yard line.
Beautiful play. Peyton Paskey in on the block. I think the PA announcer giving us the assist there. Fantastic. And the Marauders defense, obviously in the special teams front here, but of course, limiting NFC. And once again, fantastic position for the offense right now.
And here we go, 1st and 10. The snap to Grant, looking to his left, Pressure in the back, has time, passes. Is it caught? It's caught! Touchdown, Marauders! And that is none other than number 2, Blake Barnon.
Of course, fantastic reception, finding the gap in the zone enough. Of course, Grant staying home in the pocket, buying a little time. Only his receiver can catch it. Brandon coming up with a fantastic catch in the end zone, and Marauders able to strike back.
Good awareness by Grant to feel the pressure of the collapsing pocket, gets out of it, and finds his go-to receiver. And now they're going to go for 2 to see if they can tie this game.
Ooh, playing the old catch-up ball here, go for 2.
The snap, quarterback keeper, Grant on the carry, still on his feet, and he's short. 2-point conversion is no good, but your score with 5:10 to go in this first quarter, it is the North Florida Christian Eagles with 8, and the McClay Marauders 6. Looks like the Marauders have found their way back into this ball game. Andrew capitalizing on a block punt, and just like that, first play, touchdown, instant.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. That's what you want to see. Offense able to take care of business. And like you said, just getting open, finding the gaps in the zone. So I think the plan has changed here. In the first drive, NFC bringing a lot of pressure. We're going to get after Grant. Now they've backed off. Hey, let's drop into a little zone. We're going to play a little QB spy so he doesn't run around and go wild. But on the back end of that, a lot of zone. And so you have your quick receivers. You know, you think of like a Wes Welker type here for Brandon. Finding the gaps of zone, sit down, get low, quarterback hits him, touchdown. Beautiful, exactly what you wanted here from McClay.
And there goes the kick from Wyatt Long. Little swift kick. And that is number 27, yet again for the Eagles, Arius Burt. And it'll be 1st and 10 for NFC at their own 44-yard line.
You like the squib here, Eddie, out tonight, or you like to see him kick it deep?
I think whatever works for the coaches. If they feel that whatever works in their advantage in this game, so be it. But a return once in a while is not bad. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Quarterback number 19 in the backfield, J.P. Pickles, and we have a whistle blown out on the field. 5:04 to go in the first quarter.
Thought it would be a little bit of a slow roller, Eddie, but it feels like it's going real fast so far.
Really fast.
Trips to the right.
The snap. Quarterback throws to his left, pass is complete to number 10, Zeke Ankerman. Looks like tackle was made by number 14, Henry Richardson, along with number 10.
Oh, this could be a setup play. You have the 3 wide receivers on the big side of the field now. Watch for the combo route of 4 and 1 on the far side.
Snap, hands it off to his running back. That is number 7 on the carry, O.J. Vaughn Jr. And he's brought down by number 17, Chase Gray. But he's got enough for the first down for the Eagles, moving the chains as they are entering McClay territory at the Marauders' 41-yard line.
Vaughn Jr. listed as a running back because of the pass-happy offense. He's about even coming into the game, receptions and rushes on the year.
1st and 10, the snap. Pickles looking, and quarterback keeper still on his feet, avoids 1 tackle, still on his feet, and is finally brought down by a host of Marauders to the 30-yard line, and that's going to move the chains for another first down for the Eagles. Good awareness by J.P. Pickles to see the open gap up the field and take his chance and just get the yards needed for the first down.
Absolutely. That's what we talked about in the pregame. If you're around with us, if you're tuning in, of course, very similar to Grant in that regard. If it collapses, he's going to take off and run. Great dual threat quarterback is Pickles. Of course, accounting for 84% of the offense. He steps up and takes care of business.
The snap on first down, pressure in the backfield, throws, and it's complete to number 1, Leon Washington. Still on his feet and finally brought down by number 17, Chase Gray, with an aggressive throwdown. It looks like that's a gain of about 7, maybe 8 yards.
Tough task, but great 3rd time, I believe, that Gray's making an open space tackle on his lonesome. Really tough to take down LWJ there in open space. 2nd
down, about 3 yards to go for the Eagles. The snap to Pickles. He is running to his right, throws downfield towards the end zone. Diving catch, but it is incomplete. Intended for number 4, Joshua Squinches. Pass was intended for number 4, Joshua Squinches. Stops the clock at 3:07 to go in the first quarter, 3rd and 3. Can McClay get another defensive stop?
So you gotta wonder, of course, you'd be looking at a field goal, which is maybe along 42 yards. If you don't get this one, this may be 4-down territory.
There's a snap, fakes the handoff, quarterback keeper, runs up the middle. Tackle made by number 9, Nathan Lilly. And that is gonna be enough for a first down for the Eagles. Quarterback keeper J.P. Pickles, number 19, getting the first down for the Eagles. And there's the snap to him. Throws downfield to the corner, and it is incomplete. Intended for number 1, Leon Washington. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. 2:36 to go in the first quarter.
And that one didn't look too pretty, but it was all because of the great positioning by Grant there. He knew he had help on the inside, so he took the outside positioning, so Leon Washington Jr. wasn't able to get back towards the ball. Of course, he had his boy Hugh Thomas in coverage over the top. Great teamwork there to know what you have on that second half of the defense.
2nd down, the snap to Pickles. Looking. Has good protection, throws, passes incomplete. Number 6, Terrion Martin, he had him running across field wide open. I honestly thought he caught that for just a moment. So now that brings up 3rd down, 10 to go. Can McClay get another stop?
Be interesting. They've done a really good job of switching up the pressure. Dropping back, bringing it, dropping back, bringing it.
3rd and 10. The snap to Pickles. Looking, has protection, has time. Throws downfield, it's incomplete. Pass was intended for number 4, Joshua Squinches.
Yeah, looking for shoots in the back of the end zone there. Of course, McClay electing only to bring 3 this time, so they've got 8 in coverage. Allows them to get all those gaps, and of course, the closest man to the ball was dressed in blue. Fantastic job from McClay covering up the back end, making sure to keep everything out of the end zone, and now making an NFC attempt, which is going to be a little bit of a tricky one.
35-yard field goal for number 23, Ethan Fisher.
I think Fisher's hit from 41 this season, so definitely within his range, but tough.
There's the snap. Kick is up. Got the distance. It's good. From 35 yards for Ethan Fisher. The kick is good. And the score now with 2:20 to go in the first quarter. The NFC Eagles 11 and the Maclay Marauders 6. That was a good victory, in my opinion, for the Maclay defense to hold NFC to a field goal on that one. And now they'll get ready to receive the kickoff coming up. 2:20 to go in the first quarter.
So, of course, NFC, like you said, held to the field goal there. Now we got this weird 5-point advantage. So we saw the cat and mouse. NFC goes for 2, gets the conversion. Maclay tries to match, unsuccessful. So now we're kind of in this weird point chase situation. So it'll be interesting to see the rest of the way when the coaches decide to go for it, when they decide to kick the extra point, because all these are kind of adding up. And from the feel of it, since we've settled in after that first drive, it seems like it's going to be a tight contest here tonight. Points at a premium.
And a good kick by Fisher. It is returnable, and here goes the return for Maclay. That is number 11, J.R. Thompson, and he's going to bring it out to about their own 21-yard line where Maclay will take over 1st and 10. And you were talking about the point difference in this game. I will say, like, who knows, like later on in the game, that may come in favor to to one of these teams, or it could come back to haunt them.
Right, absolutely. So if Maclay goes down and scores a touchdown, it's like, okay, so you got it at 12 now. Do you kick the extra point to go up 2, or do you go for the 2-point conversion and try to make it a 3-point game?
Decisions. 1st and 10 for Maclay. The snap to Grant, and he's going to go ahead and keep it. Runs, and he is and it looks like, is that a fumble? Or was he already ruled down? Which one is it going to be?
It looks like Maclay's back on top of it anyways. I think that is O'Connor that comes away after the loose ball. So we'll see if they mark him down. Maclay will just lose a couple yards. But I think regardless, you really don't like to see number 3 taking a shot there.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to just go off the field for a moment. He looked like he was talking to the ref saying that he was fine, but I think Maclay is going to play the safe card and just check him out.
So they're bringing in the freshman, Bo Bashir's number 10, here to come in over the quarterback duties. So you got to think NFC brings the heat, see how the youngster can handle it here. You better watch out.
Low snap, hands it off to the running back, and he's met immediately in the backfield. That is number 11, Lucky Baldwin, on the stop. So now we're looking at a 3rd and long situation from Maclay, about 3rd and 11.
That's tough for Lewis, obviously trying to get outside, make something happen. But NFC bringing the house on that one, really nowhere to go.
3rd down, 11 yards to go. Back out on the field, quarterback George Grant, the snap. Looking, has time, pass is complete to number 6, Davis Malone. Does he have enough for the 1st down? You're gonna see.
It's real close.
It's really close.
Malone says he has the 1st down. Do you believe him, Eddie?
I think so. I felt like he had that extra step.
Oh, they want to measure.
And they're going to measure this one.
Regardless, beautiful. So Grant back in the ball game, great to see. And what he does, closely guarded, but he throws it over. So he throws Malone open, creating space towards the sideline. He's able to go chase it down and at least make it a conversation of getting close to the 1st down.
Yes.
But you love your upperclassman quarterback putting in work.
And just enough protection from the O-line to get that pass off. Good awareness by number 6, Davis Malone, to come back for that one and put a little bit more into his step to try to get that 1st down. Let's see if he gets it. This one looks close. The measurement now out on the field, and we're waiting for the signal now.
It's tough. We can't really see. We're kind of eclipsed by the players here.
And it's 4th down. Looks like 4th and about 1. A good 1 yard to go.
Now this is a wild decision. We talk about point differential and stuff like that. Coach Coley with a very, very good decision here.
With 1:03 to go in the 1st quarter. This is still the 1st quarter, Andrew.
Yeah.
You got 63 seconds to go. 4th and 1.
okay, so just because the offense is coming back on, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Of course, we've seen rugby-style punts from Grant before this season.
That we have.
So if he lines up in the shotgun, he's really still has both options on the table. We'll see where McClay goes.
Might try to draw them off sides. And there goes the clock. It is ticking. And we have a whistle out on the field. Timeout, McClay. And that stops the clock with 50.7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Again, decisions.
Yeah, this is good. This is really interesting. So we talk about the decision that makes into it. It's tough because you don't want to press, right? You don't want to get into the mentality that you have to chase NFC and kind of a desperate mindset. But on the other hand, you have a little offensive momentum going. If you can get the yard to keep them off the field, keep going, and, of course, try to get your offensive flow, that will provide huge value for you down the line.
Definitely.
So the line and the margins are so thin right now, Eddie, even just in the first quarter. So we're not trying to overhype this, but in a contest which we think could be close, you know, these are going to be these decisions, but it looks like punting formation here from McClay.
Yeah. Interesting decision. Teams are ready to continue this game. McClay recognizing some Hall of Fame athletes from past time.
State champs from back in the day. Softball in the house.
Yes.
Shout out.
The state championship girls track team was mentioned earlier tonight. Congratulations to them.
Oh, yeah.
They received their state championship rings. And here comes McClay set up for the punt. Snap. Grant kicks it downfield. Takes a good little bounce. And misses one tackle. Still on his feet. That is number 3 on the return. Ashton Gaynor. First time we call his number out tonight. And NFC will take over just about at their own 39-yard line. I think that was a good decision by Coach on that one. Your defense has been playing pretty well tonight. They've made some stops when needed. So I think it's more of trusting your defense to get the job done and continue to do so.
Yeah, we'll see if it pays off. Of course, a good return here. Yeah, Gaynor, like you said, first time you mentioned him, he leads Class 1 Suburban in interceptions. He's already got 5, averaging 1 per game this year.
Good defensive player. 1st and 10, the snap to Pickles. Throws it to his left and pass is complete. Breaks away from one tackle, still on his feet. That is number 1, Leon Washington. Gain of about maybe 3 to 4 yards on that one. Brings up, actually not much, more like 3.
Yeah, good initial surge over on the far side. I think it might have been Grant first to the scene, but whoever was on there, of course, the 2nd and 3rd player for McClay, able to lock it down. And this is interesting. It looks like McClay, oh, okay.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Your score after 1 is the North Florida Christian Eagles 11 and the Maclay Marauders 6.
I think we're about ready for some more sponsors, Eddie. What you think?
Yeah, sure thing. I'd like to take the time and recognize our sponsors. Brown's Refrigeration. These are the Maclay sponsors. The 2023 Shield. Cinema Lining Real Estate Service. Hill Spooner and Elliott Incorporate. Honey Lake Clinic. Lloyd Roofing. Roofing done right. Mount Plesma Lounge for special events. Radiology Associates, Tallahassee. Rugs.com. The Southern Group. Tallahassee Lighting and Decor. And those are the Maclay sponsors, the 2023 Shield members. And we're back for the start of the second quarter. 2nd down and about 8 yards to go for the Eagles. Quarterback number 19 in the backfield, J.P. Pickles, throws to his left. That's a high pass, incomplete, intended for number 6, Terrion Martin.
course, second quarter, McClay going to go right to left here in the second frame. NFC, of course, contrarily going to go left to right. NFC in all white with the black helmets. And
with the traditional diamond NFC logo.
There you go. Of course, with those Furman vibes, and then very Carolina blue looking here for McClay.
Snap on third down. Fakes the throw. Throws downfield, and it is incomplete. Looks like that was intended for number 1, Leon Washington. Looks like the NFC crowd did not like that one. A little hold maybe or so, but that will bring up fourth down and another stop for the McClay defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic stop here from McClay. That was huge. It looks like Grant is traveling with Leon Washington Jr. He's rolling his coverage towards him. It seems like every single play. But they've done a great job. He's definitely getting the deserved attention. And the McClay defense, to your point, Eddie, been coming up huge tonight. Cannot underscore that.
There goes a good punt by number 22, Gavin Myers. And that's going to take a really good bounce. Just to about inside around the McClay 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Marauders. And that's the way you want to start the second quarter right there on a good defensive stop. Moving right to left now on your screen.
Just get your offense back on the field, see if we can do some damage here in the second frame.
In the backfield, that quarterback, number 3, George Grant. Snap on first down, hands it off to his running back, still on his feet. Looks like the first one to the scene, and tackle made by number 16. That's Caleb Elkma. First time we call his name tonight, and a gain of about maybe 4 yards on that one. Second down, about 6 yards to go.
Solid pickup from McClay. Great to get positive yards, try to stay on schedule here offensively.
Perfect protection in the backfield. Pass is complete to number 2, Blake Barnon.
Oh, man. Grant slung it in there, Eddie. My goodness, had a little vapor trail on that one.
Just enough time, just enough protection to find a receiver.
His accuracy.
With a no huddle on 1st and 10. And he hands it off to his running back. And looks like he's tackled down first immediately by number 40, Marcus Rashier.
That's Popple on the rush, of course. Familiar name to the McClay Marauders, but this is Tucker, the freshman, getting some reps. He's really kind of coming alive here last 2 ball games for McClay.
Second down, the snap. Pass complete to number 2, Blake Barnon. That's 2 back-to-back completions he's had in this series.
Grant's accuracy tonight, Eddie, has been absolutely fantastic. I love they're keeping it low. Brannon getting under the ball, and they've got a great dynamic going.
Moving the chains, first down. There goes the snap. Grant looking, pressure in the backfield. Pass is complete. Is it, what is the pass complete or incomplete? And still waiting on that one, as it looks like we're going to pause for an injury timeout. That'll be second down.
Yeah, it's going to be big for McClay. Looks like number 2, Brannon, down on the field is your injured player. So we have an opportunity. Let's get to some scores while we have at the half.
We have a lot of good games going on around the Tallahassee area and Big Bend region.
There you go. At the half, we have Madison County up 37-0 over Jeffco.
Suwannee up in that district contest against Taylor County, 16-0 in the second quarter.
Of course, a rescheduled game here from week 1. They had the COVID delay. Florida High 14, Trinity Catholic out in Ocala also 14.
Childs and Mosley scoreless in the first quarter. We got Rocky Bayou Christian scoreless in the first quarter against Monroe.
So, yeah, this is no update being provided here. So that one's over at Corey Field, so they're running a little behind schedule.
Going down at the fairgrounds tonight at Gene Cox Stadium, Wakulla War Eagles on top of the Rickards Raiders 14-3.
Yeah, no score being reported for a lot of the other games, so we'll try to get those updates.
There's another undefeated team in Tallahassee tonight. The Mariana Bulldogs, they started district play tonight against the Godby Cougars. That game being played on Godby campus.
Get that new turf some work, Eddie. Why not?
Yeah.
Go get it.
2nd and 10 now for the Marauders. Receiver in motion.
I believe that's a district
Davis
game.
Malone. The snap to Grant. Hands it off to his running back. And he's tackled down immediately by a host of Eagles. That's number 27 on the carry, Tucker Popel. Gain of maybe 1 yard. So 3rd down, 9 yards to go for the Marauders.
Yeah, and this
9:28 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, McClay's been trying to stay out of this 3rd down and long. Have been doing successfully the last couple of drives here. 3rd down and 9 is going to be a big one. Going to have to air it out.
Let's see if they can convert. The snap to Grant. Looking downfield, has protection. Pressure in the backfield, still on his feet. And he's finally going to be sacked. Loss of a yard on that one. That is number 40, Marcus Rozier. That's going to bring up 4th down and 11.
It's tough. Of course, initial pressure. NFC only brings 4, so initial surge. So Grant's got to step up in the pocket, try to escape. They've got the QB spy. He can't really run out, and so he gets tripped up here by the big boys up front. So once again, a little bit of a decision time going here early for McClay. 4th down and long, but it looks like they're going to punt this one away.
Looks like they're setting up in the punt formation. Out to return for the Eagles is number 3, Ashton Gaynor. There goes the punt. Takes a good bounce. And it's still rolling. And finally down, looks like, I want to say, inside the 10.
Yeah.
So a good punt right there by George Grant.
Oh, yeah, absolute boomer. It's going to be just under 50 yards when they get it in the scorebook, but fantastic flip of field position here. Opportunity once again given back to the McClay defense to try to stop NFC deep here.
Deeper in their own territory, 1st and 10 for North Florida Christian. Looks like they're going to start the ball right at their very own 10-yard line.
Of course, you get this matchup combo here. Of course, Leon Washington Jr. and right in his area, George Grant. Looks like he is roaming around, number 3.
With number 4, Joshua Schutz. The snap to Pickles. He's looking to his right. Quarterback keeper. He's going to take it himself and runs up the middle, still on his feet. Breaks away a couple tackles and slides to their own 30-yard line. He's going to have enough for the 1st down and a whole bunch more.
Yeah, big gain of about 20 gets NFC out of trouble there. A little bit of breathing space. And that's kind of the battle you got to choose. Do you come after Pickles? Do you limit his a rusher? Or do you prevent the big stuff from Washington and Schutz down the field?
I want to say that's about 4 times tonight he's run up the middle. The snap on 1st and 10. And he throws immediately to his receiver, number 8, Jeremiah Smith. Tackle made by number 3, George Grant.
Beautiful open space tackle by Grant. He's doing it all tonight.
A loss of a few yards on that one, a good defensive play. So this is going to bring up 2nd and long. Looks like about 2nd and about 15.
Absolutely, and that'll get you juiced if you're a defense. You got your DB coming all the way up from the 2nd level, making a fantastic tackle in the backfield. Huge play there for McClay.
2nd and long, the snap to Pickles. He's looking. Throws up the middle. Pass is complete to Schutz. And finally brought down. Looks like tackles made. We got number 9 on that one, Nathan Lilly.
Yeah, Lilly leading the charge, but of course you get 2 other Marauders collapsing. Gang tackle. Make sure you don't give them yards after the catch. NFC, one of the most dangerous teams here after the catch. So far here this season, McClay's done fantastic to limit those opportunities here tonight. Good wrap-up at the 2nd level of that defense.
That catch now makes it 3rd and about 5. 3rd down for NFC. The snap. And he fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper runs up the middle again. That's J.P. Pickles. Breaks away through 1 tackle. And he's going to have enough for the 1st down for the Eagles. Yet again, good awareness by J.P. Pickles to run up the middle.
Yeah, they had a little motion coming across. Leon Washington Jr. thought about the jet sweep, so it turns into a read option between your quarterback and your FAU man. And the line does a great job sealing off the left side. Big old avenue for Pickles to walk through right down Main Street.
The snap on first down. Pickles looking, has good protection, throws downfield, has a receiver open, caught, no! Incomplete. What a hit.
And that's
George Grant on the hit. What an amazing hit. And we're going to have an official's timeout. Good hands play. That's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up for the Eagles. Wow. What a hit.
Absolutely. Go to your favorite hardware store there. Of course, George Grant laying the lumber back in the secondary, and he's playing some hero ball here tonight, offensively, defensively, tackles, pass breakups.
And that's what you call some true gridiron football, you know, playing both ways, offense and defense, taking over as leader at quarterback, but also finding ways to lead on defense as well.
They're going to need those plays, too, here tonight. That was huge. Of course, you've got a fantastic, hands-down best crowd of the year out here at McClay.
Oh, definitely.
If you can get big plays, get a little juice from the crowd, get some momentum, and start to get that fire, you can really start to get this train rolling because we're already halfway through the second, 5:56 to go here in the second frame.
Ball around midfield, 2nd down, 10 yards to go. The snap to Pickles. Looking, has time, has protection, throws downfield, has a receiver. He had a man open, inbounds, but pass is incomplete. That is intended for number 1, Leon Washington. Just couldn't have a firm grip on the ball. And that brings up 3rd and 10. Big 3rd down coming up for the defense with 5:47 to go in the second quarter.
Of course, McClay using the old 12th man there. Had the field been 54 yards wide, LWJ probably comes in with that one, but the old sideline defender gets him. 3rd down and long. Big one here.
The snap. Quarterback running to his right. Throws is complete to Leon Washington. And tackle made by number 6, Davis Malone. And it looks like he's going to have enough for the first down on that one. So the NFC Eagles yet again converting on another 3rd down, moving the chains.
But you see just how tight these margins are tonight. The out-of-bounds play inches away, and then probably about 2 feet over that first down marker. It's going to be hard to earn every single yard out here.
Snap on first down. Pass is complete. Oh, fumble on the play. We have a fumble, and it's recovered. Number 27 on that one. That's Tucker Popel. And that one just fires up this team. Another turnover for NFC. And McClay takes over with 5:16 to go.
Wow, that is absolutely monstrous. The defense is giving it all out here. So effective. That's the 2nd turnover. Now, 2 fumble recoveries and a block punt. The offense has got to pay it forward here, Eddie, because the defense
definitely
is playing fantastically here tonight for McClay right now.
1st and 10, quarterback number 3, George Grant out on the field, has his receivers set up.
Number 2, Brandon's back here, Eddie, so it looks like we had a little injury knock, but he's good to go.
Snap. Quick pass is complete to number 2, Blake Brandon. Tackle made by number 27, Burt, on that one.
Of course, Brandon a little gimpy getting up after that one.
Gain of about 2 yards on the play. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. 4:54, 53, and counting in the second quarter. The snap to Grant. Quarterback keeper avoids one tackle, misses another, still on his feet. And he's finally brought down by a couple Eagles. Just to about the 40-yard line, maybe a 1 yard shy of the first down. So we're going to have a 3rd and 1. With 4:25 to go in the second quarter, McClay hoping to get some points before halftime.
Pressure gets home a little bit there. Grant stepping up in the pocket, evading a couple defenders and making it really, really close. Beautiful opportunity here for McClay on a short conversion on 3rd down.
3rd and 1. The snap, quarterback keeper. It's Grant on the carry, and he's going to slide through. Does he have enough for the first down? I believe he does, and that's going to move the chain. But we have a late penalty.
Might be a horse collar here.
Let's see what this is about.
Maybe a horse collar or a face mask.
Referees are discussing it. Clock stops for just a moment at 3:55, and it's a personal foul, horse collar, called against the Eagles.
Yeah, it was really awkward how Grant kind of got slung around, so you got to thought that there was something going on here.
I noticed that on his run where how he was stopped, he could have had more on that carry.
Facing the other direction, so it was tacked on 15 yards. So now McClay in NFC territory here, 3:55 to go, ball about 45-yard line of NFC.
1st and 10. Man in motion for the Marauders. There goes the snap to Grant. He is running to his left, pressure in the backfield. Pass is complete to number 14, Henry Richardson, just around the 41-yard line. Gain of about maybe 4 on that one. Clock still rolling at 3:34 to go. McClay with 2 timeouts, NFC with 3. Eagles still leading this game 11-6. 2nd down coming up for the Marauders.
That's a really tough throw. Grant did a good job.
Grant now running to his right, still on his feet, pressure in the backfield, still on his feet, and he runs out of bounds, but we have a penalty right here, just around NFC sideline. Gain of a couple yards on that one by Grant.
Yeah.
Let's see what this penalty is for.
This could be holding here on the backside of this run.
Referees are taking time to discuss this one. And here we go, we're about to see the call, and it is a holding against the Marauders.
Yeah.
And that's gonna back them up about 10 yards on that one.
That's gonna be tough. So of course 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so of course it could have happened behind the line of scrimmage, so this could be a monster setback here from McClay. Of course gonna replay 2nd down. Have to get all the way to the 35, so it's going to be about an 18-yard conversion set up here on 2nd down.
2nd down, 18 yards to go. The snap to Grant. Looking, pressure in the backfield, avoids it, still on his feet, and he is sacked. Took a hard fall right there. Number 60 for the Eagles on that one, on the tackle. That is Brady Warmack.
Oof, yeah, you really do not like to see your quarterback taking big hits like that. Had a receiver, it looked like breaking here on the backside, but I think fell down. And so it looks like Grant was just about to let it roll, but he held on, probably for good measure.
So 3rd and long. 2:28 to go in the 2nd quarter. Receiver in motion. There's a high snap. Pressure in the backfield. Grant still on his feet. Still avoiding a hit. Oh, and he just is sacked. Looked like he broke away from like 3 tackles, but is finally brought down by number 0, Terry Arnold.
So NFC trying to preserve some clock here, but relentless pursuit. Grant just trying to stay vertical.
Yes, he was trying to stay vertical, trying to find a way to get out of the pocket to see if he can make something happen, but just pressure got to him on that one. So now we're looking at 4th and long coming up. A timeout taken by NFC with 2:03 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, NFC brought 6 there, Eddie, so there's no doubt about it. They were trying to get after the quarterback. Successful mission for them. And yeah, way back, 36-yard line. They need to get to NFC's 35. Of course, a no-brainer with about a 29-yard conversion on the table here. Bring out the old punt squad.
Fourth and long coming up from McClay. Looks like they're going to set up the punt unit.
And, of course, NFC calling the timeout. You saw Coach Hill run over to the referee to stop it at 2:03. They did receive first. McClay will get the ball back to start half number 2. But still an opportunity here with 2 timeouts and 2+ minutes for a quick strike offense.
Returners for the Eagles, Leon Washington and number 3, Ashton Gaynor. There goes the punt. Takes a bounce to Gaynor. And he's on his feet, breaks away from one tackle, another one still on his feet. And he breaks off of another tackle and is finally ran out of bounds past midfield. So with 1 minute and 47 seconds to go, NFC will start 1st and 10 just inside McClay's territory at the 49.
And we keep saying how big these possessions are, but, I mean, realistically, they just are. Of course, points a little more of a premium than expected here in the first half. Of course, McClay's defense with the 2 turnovers generated in the block punt. But if they could get this one to this score line, or even at a 6-14 with it still being a 1-score game and getting the football, that would be massive here for McClay. Let's see if they can hold serve NFC on their 48 to start the drive.
Definitely. 1st and 10 coming up for North Florida Christian. McClay's defense playing very, very outstanding so far in this first half. Getting 2 fumble recoveries. Let's see if they could have some more Marauders magic continue to happen their way. 1st and 10 for the Eagles to snap to Pickles. Looking. On his feet. Fakes the pass, and he's going to go ahead and quarterback keep it. And tackled from behind. That was number 42. Peyton Pasquet on the tackle. It looks like he's going to have enough for the first down.
So they're going to set it up. Clock once again rolling. We're under 90 seconds to go here. Of course,
minute
each
and 22.
team.
2nd down. 3 yards to go. The snap to Pickles. Throws it. Pass is complete to number 27 on that one. That is Arius Burton. And he's got enough for the first down. And it looks like the clock stops for a minute.
Chain's got to get set. A lot of traffic over on the McClay sideline for the Chain gang to try to navigate.
And now the clock is running. 1st and 10 again for the Eagles. The snap to Pickles. Looking. Pressure in the backfield, escapes, and now he's going to take it. He's running. He's got some running room again just outside. Ooh. Bulldozes his way for the first down on that one. And that just stops the clock for a brief moment. 51 seconds to go. And now the clock is rolling.
Yeah, of course, still 2 timeouts here for NFC if they want to use them.
And it's an official timeout by the looks of it. Clock stops. A little bit of time was taken after that. About 2 seconds, so 48.3.
Well within field goal range here for Fisher. Of course, NFC's thinking touchdown here. First down, still 2 timeouts to work with, 48.3 to go.
As for the Marauders defense, they're looking to get some stops. It's been very tough when they've been able to find ways to get pressure in the backfield, but JP Pickles has just found ways to just get out of those collapsing pockets and run up the field for some positive yardage.
Yeah, and if you could get some rush from your defensive line, this is one of the moments. You look to William O'Connor and some of those big boys, Manny Arizo, of course, guys that have been having really fantastic games last couple matchups here. Peyton Pasquet as well, the 6'2 senior.
He's got his receivers already lined up. We got number 1 out there, Leon Washington, along with number 4, Joshua Schutz. And number 7, O.J. Vaughn Jr. On the far end, also have number 13, Ace Walker. First time we call his name out tonight. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. The snap to Pickles. He's running to his right, avoids pressure, throws downfield, and it is an incomplete pass intended for number 1, Leon Washington. That stops the clock at 40 seconds, 40.8. 2nd and 10.
So, of course, McClay, you don't want to 100% bank on the pass here, because with the couple timeouts, if NFC tries to want to sneak a delayed draw or something like that, a little crafty in here, that's definitely on the table.
2nd down, 10 yards to go, 40.8 seconds to go. The snap to Pickles, looking to his right, avoids, he's got pressure and he's wrapped up, and
fumble.
That is a fumble on the play. And we have a penalty in the backfield, but they're saying it's an incomplete pass. One of the refs is indicating an incomplete pass, but we have a penalty in the backfield, so let's see what this is about.
It was William O'Connor on the pressure. He's having a fantastic season on both sides of the line.
Intentional grounding. And I believe that results in a loss of down. So 3rd and long. That brings up.
So how that changes it here, because like you said, Eddie, a loss of down, 3rd down, now we're at the 28. So now we're looking at, if they get an incomplete pass, it's potentially like a 45-yard field goal.
Just about.
And so that
maybe
is
46.
as a big ask here. So McClay, of course, fantastic pressure from them. The defense get home. They don't bring a whole lot of pressure. That was just the line. We talked about the big moment, and William O'Connor, who's really been killing it this season in a good way, has been absolutely dominant here on both sides of the line. Great individual effort. And the defensive line, the defense, when called upon, almost generated another turnover, Eddie.
Just about, yeah. That would have been 3. So now 3rd and long, a big one for the McClay defense. 31.6 seconds. McClay hoping to get one good stop before going into halftime, just to hold NFC to a field goal. Snap to JP Pickles. He's looking. He's got time, got good protection. Running to his right, throws downfield. He has a receiver open, breaks away from one tackle, breaks away another tackle, still on his feet, still moving, and finally tackled out of bounds. That is number 6, Terrion Martin. But it looks like he's going to be short of the 1st down marker. That brings up 4th and 3.
You got to think the way it's been going that Coach Hill's going to go for it here.
And looks like a timeout is going to be called by McClay. So you got 4th down, about 3 yards to go, 14.9 seconds. NFC could go for the field goal attempt or gamble and take a chance to get the 1st down to maybe just get closer to the goal line.
Coach's cap, Eddie, what are you doing? What's your decision?
I have a gutsy feeling, knowing the way how NFC can play sometimes. If they have a chance to go up big, I think they'll take that chance. Or if they want to play it safe, try to see if they can draw the defense off sides, and if nothing happens, then you could take one of your extra timeouts and then set up the field goal.
Offense on the field, of course, the big numbers to watch. 19, the quarterback, number 1 and number 4 here in the receiving game. Both receivers on the right side. But don't be surprised if Pickles gets a little run option here or in a position to scramble.
And he has done a good job of that all night so far. The snap on 4th down.
Oh,
running
McClay
to his right, throws, caught ball, touchdown, NFC. Number 4, Joshua Schutz for the touchdown. And it looks like they're going to set up for another 2-point conversion.
Yeah, of course, that's a points game we were talking about. McClay bringing a little pressure. Schutz able to wiggle himself free here by the pylon. And NFC cashes in for 6.
And McClay looks like they're going to call their final timeout for this one.
Because that's a thing here, Eddie. If McClay does get a good return here on the kickoff, if NFC wants to play ball here and kick it deep, you know, you got an opportunity to maybe sling one deep, have a little Hail Mary. You talked about that playoff matchup that they played last time. That was one of the things that happened right before the break to tie it up 14-14. You could get yourself into a similar situation here if you get a good return.
Yes. McClay hoping to get a stop right here on the two-point conversion. The extra point would make it 18-6. The Eagles are trying to shoot for 19. McClay defense trying to set up the defense that they're going to go with.
The old swinging gate. See if they can get a mismatch. Have the offset
They were
line.
successful early in the game when they took an early 8-0 lead. Let's see. Going to try to do it a second time. Receiver in motion for the Eagles. That shoots the snap. And quarterback keeper runs it in. J.P. Pickles. The two-point conversion is good, and with 11 seconds to go in the second quarter, it is the North Florida Christian Eagles 19 and the Maclay Marauders 6.
So there you go, mission accomplished here for NFC. Obviously tough for McClay going into the break as they're able to cash it in for 6 and get the two-point conversion, so it pushes it to that 13-point spread. But still an opportunity here.
Let's see if NFC is gonna go with maybe a swift kick, a small pooch kick, or kick for the end zone. Anything can happen in these final 11 seconds.
Good, hard-fought rivalry game, though, this far. This is what you want to see. Let's get Jace Wright and J.R. Thompson back to receive deep for the Marauders.
Kicking is number 23, Ethan Fisher. And there goes the kick. Looks like Popel's going to return this one. And he's brought down, looks like number 2, Major Hart the second. And that stops the clock at 5.7 seconds. So let's see what McClay wants to do for this one. In what looks like it's going to be the final play of the second quarter.
Yeah, either you get some kind of lateral play trying to get deep here. If you don't knee it, which they might just do, just to kind of be safe, which it looks like you have Lewis here playing free safety in the back of that shotgun victory formation.
Snap, and they're going to take a knee. And that'll do it as we finish off the first half. Your score going into halftime, the North Florida Christian Eagles 19 and the Maclay Marauders 6. They will receive the opening kickoff to start the second half in the third quarter.
And we're back. It is halftime here at Frank Shaw Field and Track. McClay Marauders trailing the North Florida Christian Eagles 19-6 right now, recognizing that it is homecoming night for McClay, and nothing like playing your school rival on homecoming night as well. A couple of scores in the Tallahassee area along with the rest of the Big Bend region. We have an upset alert going on the campus of Godby High School as the Cougars lead undefeated Mariana 22-7. Over at the fairgrounds at Gene Cox Stadium, the Wakulla War Eagles leading the Rickards Raiders 21-9. Wakulla also undefeated. Looks like we have a big blowout going on between Lafayette and Bradford. It looks to be 26-6 right now. Suwannee leading Taylor County in that district matchup 19-0. We have some other scores going on as well. Florida High and Trinity Catholic, we mentioned earlier that game was rescheduled. And Florida High leads in the third quarter 28-21.
Yeah, you talked about that Godby game. That's a district game as well.
Sneed's leading Liberty County 13-9 in the fourth quarter, close one. Still no update from Rocky Bayou Christian and Monroe. Two district opponents to both NFC and McClay. And Bluntstown leading big over Port St. Joe 20-0. Looks like Madison County wrapped things up with Jefferson County 51-0 in that contest.
Of course, good rebound there by Madison County, obviously dropping last week at home to Florida High.
Yes, but a lot of good football action going on tonight in the Big Bend and Tallahassee area, including this one right here tonight. So far tonight, we've seen a good performance by both teams. On the McClay side, the defense has played extremely well, forcing turnovers, good awareness by the defense. Offense yet still trying to find rhythm. They've had moments in the game where they had a little tempo going for them, but just didn't seem to click in the moments needed. As for NFC, Pickles has been fantastic when recognizing pressure in the backfield, taking his chances, running up the field, converting on third down situations, keeping drives going to lead to more scores with the additional help of his receivers, such as Joshua Schutz, Terrion Martin, Leon Washington, and the list goes on. Andrew, what can we see from McClay coming out now as they make their way onto the field as we get ready to start the second half? What adjustments do you think they need to make to get back into this game?
I don't know if it's adjustments necessarily, Eddie, but we talked about the battle of the trenches here tonight and how it was such an influential factor in both of the games last year, and especially in the second half. NFC really opened it up on McClay here. You start to get the feeling it was kind of slipping at the second half. They're getting in on Grant, and Grant's taking a lot of hits. He's doing a fantastic job, to his credit, of getting out of trouble and trying to create some opportunities here, but consistent pressure getting home on Grant is the issue, because we saw on the short field or on the, I believe it was the second and third drive, if I'm remembering correctly, when given time, Grant was able to cook and get some things going here for McClay. But of course, when your quarterback, who's making up, 78% of your offense like Grant is this year, if he doesn't have time to operate, it's going to be a long, long night for number 3. So if McClay wants to get it going, they got to keep their big guy upright. They got to keep the junior with time in the pocket, because we've seen the last couple weeks against DRS and against Cambridge Christian what he can do given time.
Yes.
But of course, if he's just trying to stay vertical for 5, 7, 10 seconds, then it's going to be really tough here. So got to start
not
winning
just George
the trenches.
Grant, too. Several players have done their best to contribute to the offense tonight. We mentioned earlier the freshman, Tucker Popel, getting a couple carries. He's had a few good looks.
Yeah.
A gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards or so. And then others like Blake Barnon stepping up, Cole Lewis, Davis Malone, the list goes on. Players that have helped tonight trying to get the rhythm going for this offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Popple getting some great opportunities here. Of course, I think it was last week, big rushing output in the win on the road down on the south side for him. But, yeah, of course, if you're going to get Brandon and, of course, our big guy, Podgorski, who is on the homecoming court here just at the halftime celebration, going to need a little bit of extra time. So, I don't know. Maybe you can kind of scheme some stuff, Eddie, if you want to get Grant kind of mobile. Yes. Maybe try to get him on some bootlegs to jumpstart it. But even if you could buy him a second and a half, 2 seconds more time, we've seen McClay capable and able to execute offensively this season and tonight, right? But it has to do with time.
I've seen this team come back. We saw it pretty much not too long ago, early in the season, against Deerfield Winslow. And even last year, the Chipley game, oh, man. What an amazing comeback that was, showing resilient, and anything can happen. It is still a 2-score game. And they get the ball to start the second half, which is a big boost for this team's confidence as they get ready to start the third quarter. We're about 2 minutes and 18 seconds till the start of the second half. And we'll see if the Marauders can come back again. This is a district matchup as well. The battle for Meridian Road, a Division 1S District 1 meeting, the first of the season.
I like that.
The winner of this game will pretty much be on top of the district for a moment.
Right.
And then, like you said earlier tonight, the rest is, on them, controlling their destiny moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, of course. The Northtown Throwdown. The Canopy Road Classic, Battle for Meridian Road.
Wow, so many names. I didn't know there was others.
Fantastic crowd out here tonight, man.
Yes, definitely.
It's awesome. It is awesome. But, yeah, you're coming into this one, of course, both of these teams averaging north of 31 points per game. So you knew you were going to have to put up some points in order to win this matchup. And so I think just by looking at a scoreboard perspective, feeling the game flow as well, incorporating that in with the statistics, realistically, you're probably going to need about 35, if not more, to get the job done here tonight. So McClay definitely going to have to get some big plays rolling to get off and running. And, NFC, is going to bring the juice here in the second half. So should be an exciting one. But the McClay offense,
definitely.
I don't think that they can put that burden on their defense to say, hey, like maybe one more score and that's it, because they've done all they can tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that first half, the defense played their heart out.
Oh,
truly.
My gosh. So opportunistic, fantastic generating turnovers. The big guys getting active hands on the ball, swatting it down. 3 forced fumbles. They only recovered the 2. But, man, really helping the cause in order to try to keep McClay in this. Of course, gave him the short field for the touchdown. So, of course, for the boys in blue, gonna get the ball back here.
Yes,
so, man, how could this change, Eddie? If they go down, get a touchdown, we take this back to a 1-score game?
All it takes, I feel like in the game of football, it takes 1 score to really change the dynamic of a game, to give boost of confidence back in your team. Take, for instance, Florida State against Clemson on that blindside hit out of nowhere that led to the fumble recovery for the touchdown. The whole attitude and confidence of that team changed. So anything can happen in the game of football for sure. And I am a firm believer McClay can get back into this game. And like you said, 1 score can really help change the dynamic. Just like it did last year in the playoff meeting between these two teams. The game was still tied at 14, even in the third quarter.
Yep.
A crucial mistake on special teams on a punt fumble, which led to an easy score for NFC, and that really changed the direction of the game last season.
The higher the emotions, the higher the importance of the game, the higher the volatility of the wave of momentum here. If McClay can just get it back, they can really ride the wave. We'll have an exciting finish.
There goes the kick. Out to kick on the field is number 28, Riley Smith. First time we call his name out tonight.
Yeah, of course, they do like to get their special teams, especially with the youngster Roddy coming in. I think he's attempted a bunch of extra points here. I think he's got 8 extra point attempts on the season. But, yeah, NFC, no stranger to rotating in, especially on the special teams unit.
the junior kicker. Looks like a penalty on the play. It looks like a little bit of a jump start too early for NMC offsides.
So this is going to help the McClay cause. Obviously going to knock the kickoff back a little bit.
Just a tad bit. Maybe even get good field position out of this.
And of course, Riley will have to go chase that ball down too. Get set up. So yeah, kickoff from the 35 going here.
All right, and we're ready to re-kick it. Number 28, Riley Smith. McClay set to return to start the third quarter. There goes the kick. And this one looks like it's going to drift out of bounds. And McClay will start the third quarter with great field position.
You think they'll take it, or you want to make them re-kick?
Looks like they're going to take the penalty yards on this one.
35 is not a bad place to start.
So 1st and 10 for the Marauders at their own, what looks to be like they're going to start at their own 35. Actually, they're going to move it up to the 40. I believe
because
that's,
of the penalty, right?
Yeah. 40-yard line.
Interesting note, no Brannon, number 2, to start the second half here for McClay. He had an ice pack on his knee.
3, George Grant, there goes the snap, hands it off to his running back. It looks like he's tackled immediately by number 60, Brady Warmack.
Yeah, Lewis trying to go and follow that left side of the line. Good job of clogging it up. Gets back to line of scrimmage.
We called his name a few times tonight on defense. Warmack, a big contributing factor to the NFC defense. The snap on second down to Grant. Pressure in the backfield, escapes, still on his feet, has a receiver, caught ball. That is number 22, Zeke Podgoski.
There you go, a little bit of time for Grant. He's able to do business, and I think maybe that intentionally do so. McClay said, hey, let's put an extra back here, a little bit of protection here for Grant, buy him a little more time. Worked out well.
Chain and a quick no huddle. Ball is handed off to number 27, Tucker Polpel. Gain of about 2 yards on the play, brings up second down, 8 yards to go.
Gotta love some good halftime adjustments, Eddie. Liking what Coach Coley has instituted here on this first drive.
Quick ball. The snap. Quarterback looking to his right. Throws and slings a pass to number 6, Davis Malone. What a good throw, good awareness by George Grant to find one of his receivers. And it looks like that's going to be enough for the first down for the Marauders.
Absolutely.
Moving the chains.
And of course, going to Grant's strong side too. A lot easier for a right-hander to throw on the move to his right as opposed to left.
All right, the snap to Grant. Pressure in the backfield, throws to his left this time. Pass is complete, but he is tackled immediately by number 2, Major Hart II. Pass was complete to number 5, Cole Lewis. Lost a couple on that one, so you're looking at maybe second down and about 14. It looks like we're going to have an official's timeout. Good little start to this third quarter from McClay, trying to get some chemistry going on some short passes. Definitely, Grant has had success as a right-hand quarterback, moving to his right, finding his go-to receivers. Throwing it on the left tonight, he's had some success here and there, but definitely a lot more on the right.
So this is going to also, this formation, kind of that max protect look when you keep both running backs in. So another kind of wrinkle, whether you want to keep them in protection or kind of send them on wheel routes, right, as they go back to kind of the one running back look, is to put pressure on the short perimeter of this defense.
Second down, long to go for the McClay Marauders.
Empty set here, looking for Grant as they split Lewis out wide. Nobody in the backfield with him.
Looks like you only have maybe one defender in the backfield. That's number 1, Leon Washington. The snap to Grant, running to his right, has a receiver caught ball, breaks away from one tackle and takes a vicious hit from number 1. That is Leon Washington.
Got the pocket on the move, quick delivery. NFC bringing a little bit of heat, but McClay with the timing, with the quick decision making, able to get it out. Great play by Grant there, good catch. Set him up for a manageable 3rd down conversion now.
About 3rd down, 7 yards to go. McClay moving right to left on your screen. The snap on 3rd down. Grant has time, he has protection, he's gonna go ahead and keep. And he's gonna be tackled immediately, maybe a gain of 1 yard. So now you're facing a 4th down, about 6.5 to go.
Gotta go,
And
yeah.
I think Coach Cully's gonna take his chances and go for this one.
There we go, this is gonna be a big moment. See if NFC brings the heat. Typically in big moments they have, bringing a lot of pressure. Looks like they want a little more conversation about it.
And they're gonna go ahead and take a timeout. The clock was running down. You were at 14 seconds on the play clock.
So do burn their first time out here, just about 3 minutes into this 3rd quarter.
I tell you, sometimes, Andrew, when I see a timeout called like that, a little bit like, you know, with under 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, I sometimes be worried. Could that come back to haunt us at a later time? But I think Coach wants to be smart about this one because I think he's a firm believer in Grant in this offense to convert on 4th down.
Yeah, opportunity here for sure. You put together a solid drive. If you can get your quarterback in rhythm, get the man in rhythm. So we'll see. Especially with this odd distance, I don't think a 47-yard field goal is on the table. So you got to think of the trade-offs too. This is basically a punt versus a formation. It's not like a field goal attempt is going to be taken off the board here just because it's so far from goal.
Yes.
Plus you got a good variety, about 5-6 yards to pick up the 1st down, so it's not like you have a very limited playbook. And they do have a numbers advantage on the left side of this formation right now with the 3 wide receivers.
Yes. Got several good wide receivers set up on the left side. It's number 6, Cole Davis Malone.
Still no
Being one of them.
Brandon.
The snap to Grant. Here it is on 4th down. It's got time, got good time. Throws downfield. No man, incomplete. It looks like that was intended for.
Is that Richardson, the freshman?
I want
14?
I believe, yes, intended for Henry Richardson. Result of play is turnover on downs, and man, that is a rough one. Grant had some good time, good protection, just couldn't find one of his receivers.
Yeah, and just a note, we did not see at all Brandon, of course, the leading receiver, favorite receiver, Blake Brandon, the freshman for McClay. He did have an ice pack on his knee during the halftime homecoming ceremonies. Have not seen him in the second half.
So 1st and 10 for NFC taking over. Running back with some pressure in the backfield, breaks away from one tackle.
There you go.
But is tackled immediately. That is number 9, Nathan Lilly on the stop. Number 8 on the carry for NFC, Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, Paskey and company doing a great job stretching it out all the way to the perimeter. And at the crucial turn the corner moment, they're able to get a hand on him and wrap him up.
Gain of 1 yard. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. The snap to Pickles. Quick pass release is complete to number 7. Breaks away from one tackle and running his way up the middle. That is number 7, O.J. Vaughn Jr. for the completion, and he has enough for the 1st down. That's going to move the chains for the Eagles. 8:12 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Injured player down for McClay towards the middle of the field. And that's what the NFC offense has kind of been predicated on, especially in the Brent Hill era. But, you know, going back even to when Steve Price was there, spread them out, get the ball to your playmakers, and they've had a great lineage of receivers.
Definitely. Even in the Coach Coakley era as well, if you want to go way back.
Yeah. And even in recent memory, you think about Traylon Ray, you think about DeAndre McCray, great guys all going D1. And, of course, you've got some stars, Leon Washington, and, of course, Vaughn Jr. coming into the role here. McClay hanging tough, though, but they are putting a lot of pressure on this defense right now. And, you know, in the name of complimentary football, you wonder how long can the boys on defense hold on.
First and 10 for the Eagles. The snap to Pickles. Looking, has time, good protection, avoids pressure, and he's going to go ahead and keep it. Runs up the middle. No one's been able to tackle him. Still on his feet, and finally runs out of bounds into McClay Marauders territory at the Marauders 26-yard line. First down for NFC. There's just been no stopping J.P. Pickles tonight. Good awareness, good mind skill of reading defense. The snap on first down. And he's going to go ahead and run up the middle, but this time he's going to be tackled down immediately by the Marauders defense. Looks like number 42 on the stop. That's Peyton Pasquet.
Of course, collapse in the pocket. O'Connell, Paskey, and Ariso all in there. And they almost ripped the football out again. Would have been the fourth.
Almost. No gain on the play brings up 2nd and 10 for NFC.
Almost
the snap. Fakes the handoff. Quick pass is complete to number 1. Still on his feet. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Eagles. Number 1, Leon Washington. Looks like there's going to be a pause, another injury timeout coming up.
Yeah, it's the second or third time that we've seen him go down here. Of course, it's Davis Malone. I don't know if it's cramping or some kind of muscle strain, but second time this half. We saw him towards the end of the first half here. Tough to see there from McClay.
And he's gotten up on his feet and he is walking. It's a good sign to see.
Yeah,
Number 6, Davis Malone. He's had a good game tonight, doing everything he can to contribute to this McClay team on both sides of the ball. The touchdown does stand, however, by number 1, Leon Washington.
Yeah, real hitch in his giddy up there on that right side, holding the back of his knee, and of course, a little buffer there with that ankle here. So of course they're gonna try to spread him out. Got the offset line
for
going.
Another 2-point conversion again, hands it off back to number 1, Leon Washington. And he's gonna get it. 2-point conversion is good. And with 7:13 to go in the third quarter, it is the North Florida Christian Eagles 27 and the McClay Marauders 6.
And of course, you can see now why NFC has been going for 2, because now they got it back to a 21-point margin. So back to a full 3-score touchdown differential here with extra points for McClay to try to overcome.
And it looks like we got a couple more score updates from our very own Coach Caulfield, who's been assisting us behind the scenes. A couple final scores already. We mentioned earlier that Madison County blows out Jefferson County 51-0. In the fourth quarter, just over on the other side of town, the Godby Cougars lead the undefeated Mariana Bulldogs 35-14, Andrew. So upset alert right now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was kind of one you had circled on the schedule. Of course, Godby, kind of flying under the radar. But you wondered, Mariana playing a lot of panhandle teams. I think Rutherford and a couple others that are kind of down this year. Godby obviously hanging tough in a lot of their games. Great to see the hometown Cougars getting it rolling.
There goes the kick by Fisher, and it's returned by number 11. That is J.R. Thompson on the return for the Marauders. He takes it to their own 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for McClay as George Grant and the offense make their way on back to the field. McClay hoping to find a way to come back into this game, which is now a 3-score game.
Yeah, got to get a touchdown here. You got to get it back to 2 scores. 19 minutes to play in this ball game.
And you have another 12 minutes to go. Let's see if they can generate something. The snap and a quick toss to number 27. That is going to be a penalty. I saw that from up here, Andrew. Looks like we're going to have a face mask. Number 27, Tucker Popel on the carry.
Little shuffle pass, of course, on the jet sweep. Seen that a lot with his cousin's sake, his namesake, his kin with Ryder Popple. A lot of that kind of activity the last couple years. Funny to see it here play out with Tucker. Good little scamper there.
So the penalty makes it now 1st and 5 from the 30-yard line.
Going back to the single back look with just Cole Lewis, sidecar
Snap
right.
to Grant, looking, has pressure in the backfield, trying to get out. Well, he uses a quick hands play and tosses it to number 5. That is Cole Lewis. And it looks like he picks up a few on that play, maybe. George Grant having good awareness to find one of his runners right there on that one.
Woo.
Getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, the old emergency outlet finds the senior tailback, Cole Lewis. But yeah, NFC brings 5, instant pressure. Grant, that was the only option besides getting sacked.
2nd down, 4 yards to go. Throws to his right, pass is complete. Breaks away, almost breaks away from the tackle.
Beautiful,
J.R.
that's what
Thompson
you want.
on the reception for the Marauders. Looks like the tackle was made by, I want to say that is number 6, Terrion Martin on the stop for the Eagles. We want to take the time and recognize some of our McClay sponsors, 2023 Shield, Browns, Refrigeration, Commercial, Cinnaminelli Real Estate Service, Hills, Spooner, and Elliott Incorporate, Real Estate, Honey Lake Clinic, Lloyd Roofing, roofing done right, Mount Pleasant Lounge, special events, Radiology Associates, Tallahassee, Rugs.com, The Southern Group, Tallahassee Lighting and Decor. And that's our McClay sponsors, 2023 Shield members. 1st and 10 from McClay. Moving right to left, the snap to Grant. Looking, has time, has protection, pressure in the backfield, and he's gonna be sacked in the backfield. And it is none other than number 60, Grady Warmack. Looked like he also had some help there with some other additional players, such as number 11, Lucky Baldwin.
Yeah, Warmack, we of course talked about pregame. That's just tough for Grant. Nowhere to go. Everybody covered, and that's just a coverage sack. Solid defense from
Brings up a
Tennessee.
2nd and long. The snap to Grant, running to his left. Escapes pressure, still on his feet. Running up the middle, still on his feet, and is finally brought down to their own 45-yard line by number 11, Lucky Baldwin. So now Grant brings it upfield and makes it 3rd and manageable, about a 3rd, maybe 4 yards to go.
Beats the pressure that time, has everybody going one way, cuts back against the grain. Great effort with the would-be blockers out in space. Manageable 3rd down now for McClay. Been a minute since they've had that.
And here goes the snap to Grant. Fakes the toss. Quarterback keeper still on his feet, but is met immediately. Instantly, Terry Arnold on the stop for the Eagles. So now, here you go again, another 4th down, about 4 yards to go, and it looks like coach is going to go for it, which you need to, down 3 scores with 4:13 to go in the 3rd quarter. McClay trying to get back into this football game, trying to generate some rhythm on their offense. They've had a few good looks tonight. Let's see if they can get this one. 4th down.
Gotta have it.
Snap to Grant, running to his left. Finds a receiver, caught ball. No, incomplete pass, and that's going to be turnover on downs. Intended for number 14, Henry Richardson, who has had a good night himself, getting a few good passes, but unable to catch that one, and that's going to be turnover on downs.
That is really tough for McClay. Had a little bit of momentum going. Grant also taking that monster hit. Not only your best player offensively, but arguably your best player here on defense. Been doing a fantastic job in the secondary. Once again, the defense getting the short end of the stick here.
Let's see if they can find a way to get it back against J.P. Pickles, who's had a good game tonight. The snap, good protection, has an open receiver. That is none other than number 1, Leon Washington.
Clay brings a little heat there. They bring 4 as they had a blitz coming off of the left side. Nice little stunt over here. Pickles able to get out in time, though. So McClay
it looks
trying.
like he's just shy of the first down marker. So,
yeah, as he was trying to turn upfield, it looked like his right foot hit the boundary marker.
so it may be second down and about 2 or 3 coming up.
There is some confusion with the chain gang. And it looks like the head referee is going over to talk to Coach Hill.
We'll see what this is about and what they're discussing. I myself am confused of what's going on, so we'll see what. Looks like Washington is coming out onto the field, coming off the field, and into the field is number 6, Terrion Martin. And after that discussion, second down and about 3 yards to go for the Eagles. Snap to Pickles. Fakes the throw, quarterback keeper running on his feet, still on his feet, and finally tackled down. Further into McClay territory, and he's going to have enough for the first down, moving the chains yet again.
Yeah, and I think it was some kind of equipment issue that Washington Jr. was dealing with, so that's why they had to bring him off for the play, but now he's back out there.
First and 10. The snap to J.P. Pickles, looking, has time, has protection, running to his left, pressure in the backfield, escapes, and now he's going to take his chance and run it. He may have the first down, and he is tackled out of bounds. But he was able to cross the first down marker. That's going to move the chains yet again.
Oof, Ryder Marks was so close to getting that shoestring tackle. The 6'4" junior using the whole wingspan.
And that's what we've seen tonight by this front line of the McClay defense. They're finding ways to get pressure in the backfield. Just J.P. Pickles is very quick on his feet. And now first and 10, NFC continuing to move. The snap. Looking, escapes pressure. Breaks away from one tackle, still on his feet, looking downfield, and he's finally going to run out of bounds. J.P. Pickles escaping yet again another possible sack.
Heartbreaker. I think that was Marks again in on the pressure. So close to bringing Pickles down. That would have been huge. Like you said, Eddie, McClay getting home. Got to be able to finish here. Of course, it's really tough. The fatigue, they've been on the field so much here in this ball game. The defense has got to be absolutely gassed here as we come down the stretch here in the third quarter.
Second down and about 8 yards to go. The snap to Pickles. He's got time, he's got protection, escapes pressure, has a receiver, caught ball. That's Leon Washington. Jukes away. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. Man, broke some ankles on that last one, and he finds his way into the end zone for 6.
Yeah, back door was open here on the defense. He just slips out here on the near side as most of the play was going towards the left. And just a great individual effort to make him miss and get into the end zone for 6. NFC really opening it up this thing right now.
Looks like they're going to yet again set up for another 2-point conversion. Got another score update coming up. This one is going to be from Georgia in just a moment. The snap, Looks like it was a fumble recovered by McClay, so the two-point conversion is no good for the first time tonight. Your score with 2:37 to go in the third quarter. North Florida Christian Eagles 33 and the McClay Marauders 6. All right, and we just, Andrew, we just received a big score update.
How big,
from
Eddie?
Georgia, very big. According to Max Preps, what we just discovered, the Lincoln Trojans, who are also undefeated on the road tonight in Georgia, taking on, trying to pronounce this right.
Colquitt.
Colquitt County Packers.
Yes.
And I repeat, the score last update was at halftime. The Packers are up on the Trojans 49-9.
Yeah.
Lincoln Trojans down big against the ranked 13 team in the nation in Georgia tonight.
Yeah, that is in the USA. That is not a state ranking. That is a nationally ranked powerhouse program.
Yes. Their reputation in the state of Georgia precedes them very well. They're up there with Lowndes, Valdosta, and the others.
Oh, yeah.
So, rough night for the Lincoln Trojans.
That's the thing. Coach is going to get them ready for the playoffs. Coach Tyson in the Lincoln program for decades has never shied away. They always play tough and prepare themselves for the postseason.
There goes Pooch kick. It just managed to stay in bounds. And McClay quick to act on that one to recover. That was none other than Tucker Popel. Good awareness, good hands-on play. Got nervous there for a moment. You had a lot of NFC players coming for that one. So 1st and 10, McClay still fighting on, still trying to find a way to get back into this ball game, to get rhythm going. Let's see if they could do it on this drive. 1st and 10 for George Grant. He's got 3 receivers set up. The snap. Looks like he's going to hand it up to number 5. That is Cole Lewis. And maybe a gain of 1. So 2nd down and about 9. Looks like he got 2 on that one, so 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
You got to be careful when you start slinging it here. Because, of course, the big boys, Warmack and the rest, NFC's going to start to send them here. They want to try to seal this thing off.
I see it now. There goes the snap to Grant. Looking to his right. Quick pass is complete to number 11, J.R. Thompson.
Well done.
And he just runs out of bounds shy of the 1st down marker. Looks like we're going to have 3rd down and 3.
Well done, well done. Quick hitter, decisive,
and
right on the
stops
money.
Clock at 1:58 in the 3rd quarter.
Absolutely. Grant, when he's had time, has been very accurate tonight.
Hands it off to Tucker Popel, and he's tackled down immediately in the backfield. Leading tackle on that one was number 0, Terry Arnold. We've called his name several times tonight.
Yeah, NFC brings 6. Of course, they end up rushing it, so right into the blitz there. Big 4th down on the way here for McClay. Looks like they're going to punt it away.
All right, 4th down coming up. It looks to be McClay setting up for the punt. Snap to Grant. And there goes the punt. Looks returnable. That's going to be number 3 on the return.
Great
penalty
pursuit.
In the backfield. That is Ashton Gaynor. But let's see what the penalty is for.
Blake Wilson on the tackle. Great initial surge. First man doesn't get him. Wilson does a great job of racking it up, not allowing a big return there to keep NFC on their side of the ball pending the penalty.
And we'll see what the penalty is shortly.
And it's on NFC, so.
Got another score update in the local Big Bend region. This one's going to be coming in from Panama City here shortly.
Uh-oh.
So thepenalty goes against NFC, and they're going to start what looks to be at their own looks to be about their own 34-yard line. From Panama City, the Mosley Dolphins lead Childs 14-0 in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 coming up for the NFC Eagles. There goes the snap, fakes the handoff. Pass complete to Leon Washington. He's got a couple blocks. Runs upfield, just shy of the 1st down marker.
Coach Bill Reagan's in his first season over there with the Childs Timberwolves. Seems to be putting up a good fight in Panama City, only down 2 scores, and early in the third quarter from what I hear. Second down, 3 yards to go for the Eagles. The snap to Pickles, he's looking, got time, got protection. Throws one downfield, and that is incomplete. NFC crowd not liking that one, thinking that was pass interference, but it is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, looking for O.J. Vaughn over the top. Of course, Richardson and Bashir's in coverage there, giving him some trouble. So third down, an opportunity here for McClay.
Third down, 3 yards to go. Here goes the snap to Pickles. Quick pass is complete to number 6, Terrion Martin. Tackle made by number 10, Bear Bashirs. And he's got enough for the first down. Eagles moving the chains. Ball is at midfield now. Clock ticking at 14 seconds in the third quarter. The snap to Pickles. Looking, fakes it, gonna be a quarterback keeper, avoids one tackle, avoids another tackle, still on his feet and moving, and he's finally tackled out of bounds, but we have a penalty in the backfield. This may be coming back. And it is a holding penalty called on the offense.
So of course it'll be 10 yards from the spot here.
So that may back them back to their own 40 since it was around midfield.
So of course McClay bringing 3 there as they drop back into it. Of course got bailed out with the hole in there. So that'll help the McClay cause. So it looks like the real play first down. Just about to expire this third quarter, Eddie. Clock is rolling, boom, there we go.
And that is the end of the third quarter. Your score as we head into the fourth quarter. It is the North Florida Christian Eagles 33 and the McClay Marauders 6.
What'd you say? Can we run some commercials here, Eddie?
Sure on. Let's recognize some of our sponsors for tonight. McClay sponsors Top Marauders Advanced Business Systems, Accentra Insurance, Banners Contracting Incorporated, For the Table Hospitality, Hangar 38, let the good times roll. Home instead, to us, it's personal. Tallahassee Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. Tallahassee Medical Group. And those are the McClay sponsors, Top Marauders. And we are now back 1st and 20 for the NFC Eagles after a holding penalty. They'll take over at their own 40-yard line. We are now moving right to left on your screen for the start of the fourth quarter. The snap. Pickles looking. Pressure. It has a receiver. Caught ball. Avoids one tackle. Misses another. Still on his feet and finally brought down. That is number 13, Ace Walker for the Eagles, and he passes midfield into McClay territory at the 45-yard line.
Tackle on the secondary made by Jace Wright. George Grant also in the mix there.
Second down, about 5 yards to go for the Eagles. The snap, fakes the handoff, quarterback keeper, runs up the middle. That is number 19, J.P. Pickles, who has had tremendous success tonight running up the middle. And it looks like he's going to have another first down, moving the chains.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good success rate here for NFC on the motion. Of course, then Pickles gets to fake or go read option, if you will, on that jet sweep motion. Last couple times he's kept it productive yards there.
1st and 10. The snap to Pickles. Looking, has good time and protection, throws downfield. Caught ball, touchdown, Eagles. That is number 4, Joshua Schutz.
That's tough. Send Schutz just dialed up the hash marks, got some good speed, gets on top of the defense. Pickles puts a beautiful ball in.
Great time given by the offensive line for the NFC Eagles. It was a rough one to witness right there.
Going for 2 again here.
For the home crowd and going for 2-point conversion. We got a whistle, stoppage of play. The 2-point conversion is good.
Might be a false start.
And yes, we have a false start on the 2-point attempt.
And we kind of touched on it a little bit before, just with McClay. The defense being out there so often, just fatigue setting it, man, it's tough. It's tough when you spend so much time on the field to be able to keep up with the speed of the offense, trying to react to what they're doing. And I think that just kind of shows the fatigue that the defense has going on right now. Once
so
again,
now, 2-point conversion. They're still going to go for it. Here's the attempt, and another whistle. And another false start penalty.
Yeah, it's a little tough if your timing gets off there, just because the line is so far away from the quarterback.
And for the first time tonight, we're going to see Ethan Fisher come out for the extra point.
There you go. Kicker time.
Kicker time.
Of course, he's coming into the game 9 out of 10 for extra points on all kicks.
This extra point attempt, however, this will be a 30-yard extra point attempt, courtesy of 2 false start penalties.
Dun, dun, dun. No joke of an extra point here.
Here goes the snap, the hold, the kick is up. And right down the middle, and it's good. And with 10:53 to go in the 4th quarter, it is the North Florida Christian Eagles 40 and the Maclay Marauders 6. This has been a rough one, Andrew. Definitely, we've seen the Maclay defense perform so well tonight. Offense just having a tough time generating some rhythm. We thought we had seen it like when it was still within reach, only 19-6 at one point. They had good tempo going, but the pressure got to Grant in the backfield and just not able to convert on 2 4th-down attempts.
Yeah, real tough, and we get into kind of that danger zone now. Of course, a 34-point margin. It's going to be the biggest one of the season if the score stays the same, so tough one for McClay. Obviously coming in with some injuries that time of season in a big district game. But still an opportunity to get some positive momentum coming out of here. Of course, you have a solid schedule going into your bye week, and then going after that, of your next 3 opponents, 2 of them are back in district, so still an opportunity to make some noise here in district play.
And here goes the return by McClay. And they're going to bring it out to about their 25-yard line. They'll take over 1st and 10. And that is none other than number 27 on the return, Tucker Popel, who's had a good night, I will say, for us. Getting a few good looks on the running game for this offense. George Grant making his way out onto the field. And looks like number 21 coming out to the field. That's Huge Thomas. There's the snap. Hands it off to Thomas. It looks like he's gonna be brought down immediately. Maybe a loss of 1 yard on the play, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If you keep pace here in the districts, just because of the weird playoff points and everything that has going, obviously the district champ gets the automatic bid. You still have an at-large bid, but then also when you talk about winning the district, you take care of Monroe, who you think McClay is favored on, and then you take care of Rocky Bayou, which you would also think McClay is favored against. You know, if one of those teams catches NFC, then you're right back into it. You go back to the overall point standing here that they have in the FHSA. So it's not off the table here
Definitely.
for McClay.
Still a lot of
manageable and winnable games in their favor in the rest of the schedule. The snap to Grant on 2nd and long, running to his left, escapes pressure, and he is sacked. And that's going to be number 55. That is Mason Leduc, if I pronounced it that right. On the sack, first time we call his name out tonight.
Oof. And that is a little weary on the eyes. You just hate to see your quarterback taking shots late in this ball game, man. Grant's been giving it a Warriors effort. Credit to him. I know you get the bye week coming up, but they need him for the season.
And the snap, he had a lot of pressure his way. Tried to get the screen pass, was incomplete. That was intended for number 21 right there, Huge Thomas. And this is going to bring up 4th and long, and looks like McClay's going to go ahead and punt this one away with 9:42 to go in the 4th quarter. You talked about the bye week coming up for this team, and this will give McClay a chance to rest, to look back at film from these previous games.
Get healthy.
And, you know, fight on for the second half of the season. Like you said, you got 2 district games that go in your favor and other games and matchups that are winnable. And takes a bounce and then is controlled. That is number 3 on the carry, making his way to midfield. Ashton Gaynor. This NFC team, however, has a fair share of games remaining. A lot of tough opponents down their path, one of them being Wakulla, who is well on their way to still being undefeated. They were still up leading at the fairgrounds tonight against the Rickards Raiders.
Yeah, NFC obviously going undefeated in the regular season last year. Wakulla, you know, as you see Lincoln trailing big early, Wakulla may be our final team still undefeated here. Of course, down with Osceola, you think of as well. But, you know, they're going to be a tough opponent.
The snap to Pickles. Throws it to number 1, Leon Washington. Has a block, still on his feet. Cuts up the side, still on his feet. Breaks away from one tackle, breaks away another. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. What a play. He has truly been a dual threat player tonight. Good footwork, good awareness to stay inbounds and drive it all the way to the promised land.
There you go. Absolutely. Leon Washington Jr. continue to making a great name for himself here. The FAU commit, and you can see why he's one of the most highly recruited players in the area.
And there goes Pickles for the 2-point conversion, but he is short. He claims he crossed the plane, but the far side judge says no. And with it, 9:16 to go in the 4th quarter. It is the NFC Eagles 46 and the McClay Marauders 6.
And I believe we should get a running clock going here as we kind of eclipse the threshold here in the second half. As we're sitting on 9:16 as it stands. So we'll look for that. But, yeah, a lot of area action going on. Like you said, a lot of games down the stretch. So looking forward, obviously the bye from McClay, then your Verse Monroe. So you bring them here back to Frank Shaw on the 13th. Then you head down to Central Florida, an extra day to travel. That's a Saturday game down at Zephyr Hills Christian Academy. Then you got to go next week, the Friday, out to Rocky Bayou, another big district game.
That game in Niceville.
In Niceville, absolutely. And then you have to have Taylor County here at home.
And last season's meeting with Taylor County was a shootout. 50-43, that was in Taylor County. The Bulldogs come here. They're looking a little bit different this year. They had a fair share of players move on from Taylor County. So should be an interesting matchup towards the end of the season with that one.
Yeah, some rough starts from our county teams. Taylor County, Jefferson County, both coming into the week winless.
There goes the kick by number 28, Riley Smith. And it is going to be returned by Popel. Has a really good return up the middle, past their own 30-yard line, makes his way out to about the 35. So
Yeah,
a good run right there by Tucker Popel.
There you go. And on the other side for NFC, upcoming, you get another rivalry game. So 2 in a row. They're going to head down to FAMU DRS. Then they're going to go out to Rocky Bayou. Once again, a trip to Niceville in district. Home versus Wakulla. Home versus Monroe. And then they have a great scheduled bye right before the playoffs help them rest up and get healthy.
It's quite the advantage to have. 1st and 10 for George Grant in the offense. The snap. Quarterback keeper takes a rough hit on that one.
Yeah.
And he's a little bit slow to get up. Man, just a hard-fought effort he has shown tonight. He has taken so many hits. And when I mean hits, ladies and gentlemen, some shots.
Yeah, I get that the junior is a warrior, right? We've seen that here tonight, but you really do not like him seeing it. All these hits as we get a substitution swap here. Chase Gray going to come out, and the big flex wide receiver, Zeke Podgorski, going to come in here. He's going to be in the slot on the right-hand side here for McClay.
There goes the snap. Pass is complete. It's Tucker Popel on the carry.
Good pickup there.
And he's going to have enough for the 1st down.
He is crafty. I'm really excited to see the freshman kind of going forward. He has a McClay career.
Got a lot of rep tonight and experience, and that's going to be something to watch and look forward to in the long run. 1st down, high snap control, good protection. He's going to take one downfield, throws it, caught ball!
Oh!
And that is inbounds. That's going to be a 1st down.
Is that the big man?
That is
Henry
Richardson.
Another freshman. Woo! That's the longest play from scrimmage today for McClay. Great hookup.
Best catch of the night, I would say.
Absolutely. The 6'3" freshman going up and getting that one. Once again, Grant with time delivers a great ball.
McClay Marauders trying to end this game with some points. The snap to Grant. Looking. Has time, has protection, escapes pressure. Still has pressure in the backfield on his feet. Now runs up the side, out of bounds to about the 5-yard line. Just maybe a yard shy of the 1st down mark.
Smart play.
6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Gets out of trouble, gets your yards, gets out of bounds, preserve the body. 2nd down and short.
So 2nd and 1. Ball at the 5-yard line for the Marauders. They are moving downfield. The snap to Grant. Looking. Has pressure. Throws it for the end zone. Incomplete pass.
And great late pickup there. Hugh Thomas, the back, coming over, just getting enough on the defender because he was going for Grant's lower body. That would have been a nasty fall as the quarterback was stepping into that. Thomas gets enough of a chip there to keep Grant upright.
Snap on 3rd and 1. Throws to the corner. Broken up. That is number 10, Zeke Ankerman.
Yeah, it was a good placed ball. That's just a great defensive play right there by Ackerman. Great swat.
5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 4th and 1. If I'm McClay, hopefully you could just get the 1st down right here. Let's see if they can do so. The snap. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper still fighting on his feet. And he's short of the yard to gain. That's going to be turnover on downs.
Oof. Tough, but great positives we saw there. A little time in the pocket. Long pass to Richardson. Just a little short. That's what we talked about. So hard to get some real estate on this field. Talked about it earlier in the game. Coming up again here, just short of that yardage that he had to gain there for Grant.
So close. Now it's another rough one for this McClay offense tonight. Just when you see rhythm being made, tempo, trying to end the game on a positive note. A couple score updates coming up shortly. I think we saw that Cokewood County scored on Lincoln, so now it's 56-9. Rough one tonight for the Trojans in Georgia.
That's a good Packers team, that's for sure. They had a little bit of a rut go up there last year. think the had a couple big injuries that ended up coming out of that one. So hopefully our boys are staying healthy north of the border there.
It's a whole nother world up there in that area of Georgia football.
Oh, yeah.
Where here in Florida, we take high school football serious. But over there, religion, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's
First
wild.
and 10 coming up for the NFC Eagles. 4:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Clock is running.
Little Wildcat. Washington's in at quarterback.
And you have Pickles set up in the receiving formation. Ball is handed off to number 6, Terrion Martin, still on his feet, breaks away from one tackle. He's got one block, still on his feet, cuts inside, and is finally brought down just past their own 40-yard line to about the 43, 44.
And that's the exact same play that they used to start the game. Of course, they switched out personnel here. I think it was Martin instead of Vaughn Jr. running it this time around. But had Washington in the Wildcat, so he draws your attention. Woo! Little toss on the jet sweep. Big pickup there for NFC.
And looks like he's going to stay in they're going to stay in the same formation with Jeremiah Smith in the backfield alongside number 1, Leon Washington. Martin in motion, fakes the handoff. Leon Washington is the keeper, and he is
Great tackle.
Backfield. Good awareness, good job by number 1. That is Blake Wilson.
Yeah, he's had a couple good ones today. Really liking the 6'4" sophomore getting out there. Good bring down.
3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Gain of 1 yard on the play for the Eagles. Clock is still running now at 2:54, 2:53.
And this is interesting because now teams see this on film, and this is kind of a season-long move for NFC. So now teams are going to have to game plan for it. You kind of see the playbook starting to open up once you get into district play.
Fakes the handoff, quarterback keeper. That's Leon Washington on the run, still on his feet, avoiding tackles, still on his feet. Still on his feet, he's not down. And he's going to find his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. But we have a penalty on the far side over here.
Woo, yeah.
And it's a holding. This one's coming back.
Yep, bring it on back, but I think you can see why they're doing something like that there on the NFC sideline there, Eddie.
Yeah.
He's a baller.
Mentioned earlier the schedules for these teams. The next matchup for North Florida Christian will be school rival FAMU DRS. Old district matchup at Rocky Bayou Christian on October 13th, and then October 20th, home versus Wakulla. I'm going to attend that game, so I'll be there checking that one out.
There you go. Early predictions, Eddie? Who's going to win the game?
Snap, Washington quarterback keeper, escaping pressure, still on his feet, throws one downfield, incomplete. It looks like number 10, that is Bear Bashirs, was going to come back for that one, but slipped and fell. Golden opportunity of an interception. But to answer your question on that, NFC and Wakulla have had a fair share of meetings in the past. A matchup I like to call the Big Ben's Eagle Bowl.
The Eagle Bowl.
Eagle Bowl, and it's been close at times, and it's been a blowout at times. I don't know what this year's matchup will be on the campus of NFC, but here goes the snap. Hands it off to number 6 on the carry, still on his feet, avoiding some tackles, still on his feet. Finally brought down. That was number 6, Terrion Martin. But to answer that, I don't know what to expect in that match. Especially with the way Wakulla War Eagles are looking. That team didn't lose too much. They have a very solid team that has come back.
Of course, you hope everybody's healthy for that matchup too. The big quarterback down there, Hayden Cleese, did not play most of that game.
Leon Washington on the carry, avoids one tackle, is trying to spin away, still standing on his feet, and is finally brought down. And that's going to do it. The final score in this one, North Florida Christian Eagles 46 and the McClay Marauders 6. The Eagles are the winners
in the battle for Meridian Road, and they take a 1-0 lead in the district standings. They now improve their record to, I believe, is 4-2. And as for McClay Marauders, they dropped this one in the district standings, and their overall record is now 2-4. But they're going to go into the bye week now, having a chance to rest up, look at film, and see what they could perhaps work on to, get ready for the second half of the season that is very, winnable moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. You're just talking about the district. What's going on there? Monroe absolutely dominating Rocky Bayou. It's a final. So this is what we're being reported as. So we have to double check that it's official.
Yes.
But we're getting it reported as 67-7 is the final.
67
Monroe
to 7. Wow.
over Rocky Bayou Christian.
So Monroe and NFC will now be both tied for the top spot in district, which means McClay will be tied with Rocky Bayou Christian.
Right. Of course, as you go to the points and as the tiebreakers go, it would be NFC 1 because they're going to be the highest ranked on points. Monroe, number 2. And then it would be McClay 3, 0-1, but higher than points than Rocky Bayou. And then Rocky Bayou would be kind of your 4th.
Yes. So this year's district is a little bit different than last year's. We all know that
Correct.
Both JP2 and FAMU DRS are no longer part of that district. So, and last year there were 3 teams that went into the postseason.
Yeah.
Is that still the same case in this district?
Well, it's at large, so it's not guaranteed that we'll get 3 teams, but it's very possible that we can get 3, if not 4, here from this district, just the way that they break out the regions. Of course, you've got that 2-team district, which, they did not elect to change this year. So, of course, we had a late removal of Osceola from that district last year, which made it just JP2 and DRS, which, semantics, right? Not necessarily super crucial right now, but same scenario going over there. It's just DRS and St. John Paul II over there. Then you have the 4-team district. So it is possible to get 3 teams once again. So we saw all of our Big Bend boys last year.
Yes.
So hopefully, regardless of how the season shakes out, get into the playoffs and you let the magic happen.
Yes, definitely. And that'll be another tough one for McClay. As we mentioned, they're going to go on a bye week. And then we return here October 13th for that matchup against the Monroe Bobcats, who just dominated Rocky Bayou Christian tonight. A couple more scores. What looks like it's going to be finals real soon. In the district matchup between Suwannee and Taylor County, the Bulldogs of Suwannee are winning that one 33-9 in the 4th quarter. Last we saw, Mosley was up 14-0 against Childs. We still don't have no updates from that one. It looks like the Wakulla War Eagles are well on their way to going 6-0, leading the Rickards Raiders 35-15 in the 4th quarter. Earlier final tonight, Madison County destroys Jefferson County 51-0. Florida High prevails 37-28 over Trinity Catholic from Ocala. And Godby has upset the undefeated Mariana Bulldogs 43-21. That game was on Godby campus. Liberty County surviving a close one against the Sneeds Pirates 17-13. Again, Monroe blows out Rocky Bayou Christian 67-7. So definitely a lot to look forward to, and hopefully we can see this McClay team, rest up and get ready for yet another challenging opponent in district play against the Bobcats.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love how the district has their games scheduled. So you have each team needs to play 3 games, right? But you have them all playing on the same nights. So we have 2 district games this week, 2 district games on the 13th, and then 2 district games on the 27th. So we'll be able to very easily keep track of the district standings here and see where your McClay Marauders are falling out.
Yes.
But of course, still many games ahead, 4 regular season games to charge forward, and it is very pro-McClay, pro-Big Bend teams here in this Region 1 of 1S
definitely.
to get a lot of teams. So even if they don't get the district, very high opportunity to go forward in the postseason. That's all you need, Eddie. Just give them a chance.
Definitely have chances. And not only that, there's also a chance for that
home game, that home playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
Still a chance for that too. So we're hoping that will continue to be in our favor moving forward with this McClay Marauders football team. Again, the final score tonight in the battle for Meridian Road. NFC Eagles winning this one 46-6. We will be back again after the bye week on October 13th for the next district matchup against the Monroe Bobcats coming in from Quincy, from Gadsden County. We thank all of our viewers for watching us this evening tonight on Four Quarters Online. For more information on local Tallahassee and Big Bend region football, log online to fourquartersonline.com. Check us out on social media, on Instagram and Twitter, now known as X. From all of us here, I'm Eddie Cuencas alongside my partner, Andrew Jupe. We thank you all, and we'll see you again next time.